해결사 영상. 그건 뭐 녹화해뒀다가 다음에 봐도 되잖아? 오늘
Well, I'm here anyway, just lighting up my incense. I hope everybody's having an awesome day today. It's warm. It's warmer. It's starting to get uncomfortably warm here in Japan. Depending on where you are, I think the temperatures are really close to 40°C in Kyushu area down south. But up here, it's hitting 29 to 30 every day, and that's uncomfy for me. I get a little sweaty, so I got a fan running today, and the open window. We'll see. From here on out, it's supposed to get really nasty. Anywho, we're getting back into Limbus. Now, I've been logging in, and I've been playing the usual. Do my dailies, basically exclusively my dailies. And then the Anarchophilan event came up, and I decided that I was gonna use a bunch of the nodules that I had saved up after I did mirror dungeons this week. So I did, and essentially what that led to was just me doing a ton of luxcavations and saving up a bunch of tickets. So I've got a whole host of tickets that I can play with for whenever I spend these bad boys. And one of the things I really wanted to do was I wanted to do pulls. I'm sitting on this giant pile of cash, and I'm like, ooh, I want to use these pools. But most of the people who watch like to watch the pools, and usually I like to wait for them. So we'll see. Whenever we have some folks in the chat, we'll probably do a bunch of pools. But for now, we're jumping back into Canto 6. It's been a hot minute, but we should be able to save up enough to get an extra pull out of this, which I think we've got like just from, I've got 48 pulls. So 48 pulls just from the free tickets. So I think it's gonna be almost over 100 pulls today. So we're gonna hopefully see some good stuff, see some interesting stuff pop out. The heavy rain and the tempest only grew harsher the closer we got to the manor.
대문을 넘었는데도
Though we have long made it past the front gate, not a soul doth appear. The bubbling excitement of the sinners when they disembarked the bus had all but disappeared. Silent air of apprehension surrounded them as they gingerly took their hesitant steps towards the manor. Coffee, have you been well? No, Catherine. It's been a while, hasn't it? No, that ain't it either. In the midst of this aura of uneasiness, only Heathcliff seemed to be preoccupied by something else. The rest of the sinners were... Did you catch that? A bird, a subspecies of sparrows, to be exact.
정문을 지났는데도
Lightning continues to strike aggressively, even this far past the front gate.
조금만 가까이
We
있었으면
would have been burnt to a crisp had it struck a little closer. Lightning continued to blast the earth as though it wouldn't be satisfied until it's reduced every living thing in the manor's grounds to a pile of ashes. It's gonna hit us if we... Is it gonna hit us if we walk faster? Or maybe it hits things that are moving too slowly. Maybe we should speed up. I don't know.
이동 속도와는 관련이 없는
Or
것 같다.
walking speed seems irrelevant. Instead, it's almost as if this lightning has a will of its own, striking with intent. This brings back some unpleasant memories. Oh, maybe it's like this house defense system. Defense system? Do you imply that this may be part of the manor's security measures? Maybe it only targets things that enter the manor grounds without permission. I've seen security measures that are more precise and more conclusive than this. Larger manors often do install more effective security systems after all. Oh, I think our family talked about installing a defense system at our home too. It was one of those topics that kept coming up during dinner.
말이 안 되는 건
That would make
아니네요.
sense. Not that I'll ever understand the thought process behind these systems. Perhaps the security measures that prevented the before team from approaching the manor may be... Yeah, but we have the invitation with us. I think we'll be just fine. Is that really all this is? Is this just one of those normal security measures that every rich family supposedly has? It's pretty interesting though. I heard that the technology to change the weather itself is really, really expensive, to the point of being inefficient. So expensive that I've not seen it myself. I remained silent because I didn't want to concern the sinners with something I wasn't sure about. But the closer we got to the manor, the more confident I became that something was off. That this extremely abnormal weather isn't the work of some security system. This absolutely has something to do with the golden bow. But this golden bow feels different from the ones we've encountered before. It's a bit more chaotic. Oh, huh, these flowers. They've got color. Sinclair was right. The manor's garden was lightly littered with flowers. They were the only things of color in this dreary sight. I wonder what these flowers are
혹시
called.
말이야.
Huh. I guess you can
돈을
return the colors
지불한다면
even to flowers if you
꽃에도
cough up
색을
enough
하기로
cash.
했습니다.
Indeed.
그렇다는 것은
Then the proprietor of this manor must have held a particular love for these flowers, to return the colors to such transient things as flowers.
혹은
Or perhaps it may be that they are preposterously affluent. Heathcliff quietly gazed at the patches of violet flowers as Yi Sang mused out loud. Heathcliff's color is violet.
틀렸어.
You're wrong.
꽃을 무척이나
There was no
사랑했던 것은
particular
아니었어.
love for these flowers. There was no room, no warmth in that heart to spare for me flowers. Heathcliff appeared so doubtful that I felt as though he had built a tall, opaque wall between himself and the world. I could not bring myself to ask further. He did not tell us the name of those flowers.
어서 오세요.
My, oh my, please come this way. Someone hurriedly runs this way from the manor's front door holding a
날씨가 참
lantern.
말썽이죠. 하긴 T사는
What an awful weather, Well, T-Court is... The Wurthing Heights Manor is rarely ever sunny, but this is quite the storm. Long
오랜만이야.
time no see,
네,
Nelly.
세상에
My word, Heathcliff, is that you?
너구나.
Is that really you? Yeah.
네가 그렇게 떠난 후에 어떻게
You haven't the
살았는지
slightest idea
정말.
how worried I was since you left. Have you been eating well?
밥은 제대로 먹고 다니는지.
You've not been bullied by a rough
어디서
crowd,
맞고
have you? Bullied by a what?
우리가 그동안
We've wanted to hear from you for so long.
자, 들어와.
Do come in now. Come in. Hey, how you doing, some guy? Nice to see you. Proverbially, but you know. Proverbially. I'm having a stroke. You know what I mean. It's nice to see you in a manner of speaking. Your text, your name on the screen. This Nellie regarded us with a curious look, as though she didn't quite understand what we were supposed to be.
설마
If I may be so bold as to presume, would you be our dear Heathcliff's friends?
네.
Yeah, well, friends? Are we? The answer to that question hinges on a range of affinity one would define as a delineation that separates friends from acquaintances. Of course we're friends. Precious friendship, forged in fire, multiple fires actually. Your dear Heathcliff's precious friends are about to freeze to their deaths in the rain, woman. My, what honorable guests! I welcome you to this place today. I must be all over the place to leave you all standing in the rain. Come in, now, come in. It's a tad warmer in here than outside. The interiors of Wurthing Heights were rather dark yet. Rewatched Kill Bill and you did well in your Walpulls. Nice. Oh, did you get anything in particular that you're excited about? This manor doth have color! Its hue appeared a tad faded from the original vibrancy, but there was color in this manor. What I tell you, I could see color inside this manor. Well, it's all bought by money anyway. Believe it or not, there's something about these lanterns hanging about the manor that brings back colours. Ah, the lanterns that return the object's original saturation. These are quite expensive luxuries, are they not? It still doesn't bring all the colours back. Things remain a tad gloomy. So where's Carthy? Heathcliff, please tell me of your life since you've left us. Where have you been staying? Have you been eating well? My, have you lost weight? I'm glad your delay wasn't too substantial. We've all been waiting for your arrival. We? Now let me get a better look at you. The refined dress clothes, the hair. Why, you've certainly grown into a right proper gentleman, haven't you? Quite the proper lad you are, with a posse of friends and all. Did I? But of course, I would not have recognized you from a distance. Oh, nice. Yeah, the Solemn Lament Ego is one of the ones I'm actually interested in. Cool. I'm glad to hear it. I've decided to build a team using shards, but that's going to be a little bit later in the stream, and I haven't done any of my Walpulls yet. Nellie was talking so fast, Heathcliff wasn't even spared a second to get a single word. Nellie, was it? What is your precise relationship to Heathcliff? As his precious friend, colleague, and comrade in arms, I cannot help but be curious as to how you two know each other. Otis, who was conspicuously scanning the interiors of the manor, suddenly asked Nellie the most transparently suspicious question that I have ever heard. Let's see, Heathcliff's, how should I put this? Nanny, I suppose? Nanny? What, like, you wiped Heathcliff's snot, changed his baby clothes, and am I thinking of the right nanny? And when the baby's fussy about food, nannies spoon-feed it to them. Oi, Nelly, quit teasing me like that. You weren't exactly my nanny, and you know that. We've known each other since we were both young, and I do not treat her like a servant or follow her around like she was my nanny. Mind you, I am now the chief butler of the house. You must see the other butlers moving about like soldiers when I give a word. Well, you were the best at your job. Nelly, I'm getting quite impatient, so I've got to ask. Heathcliff must have wanted so badly to ask her where Cathy was. So when's the banquet starting? Instead, he hid his true question behind a mask of aloofness, but Nelly's expression became somewhat odd upon hearing Heathcliff's query. The banquet? Oi, when's that wireless brigand coming? Is he even on his way? You can't just leave after gathering all of us down here. If I have to sit here any longer next to these mugs, I'm gonna lose it. There was a furious voice echoing from down the halls. Nelly, wait, I recognize that voice. My, don't rush. He just arrived, mind you. Let's join the others, Heathcliff. Like I said, we've all been waiting for your arrival. Heathcliff bit his lips anxiously and followed Nelly. This doesn't feel at all like a manor that's about to throw a party. Yeah, that cruise ship party, this manor, you can't hide the rising sense of dread from places like these. Doesn't matter how hard you try. This manor does not appear to have been a place where liveliness is an expected element. I see signs of rushed cleaning conducted immediately before the guests arrive. Several cracks and areas in need of repair have been identified as well. Also, I was scant expecting a raucous party, yet this is quite the depressing presentation. I followed Don Quixote to the halls. She appeared terribly disappointed. Oh, we get combat now. Gun them down, boys. Two people sat by a dying hearth, surrounded by their respective posse. It was quite apparent, from the way they sat opposite of one another, that their relationship was far from amicable. On one end was a group of people dressed in mysterious masks surrounding a jumpy-looking man who looked like he was one little nudge away from hollering foul insults at everyone. On the other end was a group of people dressed in identical uniforms. Sinclair told me that they were wearing the outfit that most manor employees wear to each other. One of them stood out, as he was the only one among them in a black suit. He appeared somewhat uncomfortable. It seemed as though he was in a great deal of pain merely by being here. And between the two groups were... Fixers! I recognize their outfits. Forsooth, they must be fixers from the Orphi Association. 'Tis quite rare to even get a sighting of a single Orphi fixer. They require quite the momentous occasion to even grace us with their presence. Shh, shh, we have time to ask for autographs later. Later, all right? I had to coax Don Quixote, who was practically quivering from immediately running into them, running to get their signatures, because we had unintentionally become the center of attention from the entire room, the center of a very negative attention. By gum, that vagabond has returned, the bloody shame of Wurthing Heights. Same old Josephine. Oh, look at him, I'm strutting about like he owns the place. If our mistress were to witness this travesty. Gosh, Josephine, that's quite enough. Don't mind her, Heathcliff. This blessed land of Wurthing Heights reduced to an asylum of vagrants and drifters if the mistress had been here to witness this tragic, deplorable state of affairs. There was an old woman in the room who was muttering some choice words at us while staring with eyes full of hatred. Ah, the witness brigand returns and quite delighted at that. How dare you show your face? Hindley, please, exercise some restraint. Heathcliff, I hardly did expect your return. You have yet to let Catherine go still? It was clear that the two had both been acquainted with Heathcliff for a while, but the nature of that acquaintance was more of a long-standing hatred stemming from deep history of contention they shared. Don Quixote explodes more at 11. So, fun fact about her, she is infinitely better than the book counterpart because you can actually read what she's saying. I mean, I feel like I can't not read it in the accent. And, my accents are not terribly good, but, I can't not... I have to read it inside the accent. One of the two was hardly hiding his hatred, allowing it to fully seize control of his words and actions, but the other one's hatred had sunk deep into his heart, boiling and writhing underneath. Right, I wasn't exactly expecting a grand welcome upon my return, but I ain't here to see your ugly mugs. It's like you always said, my base nature's just incapable of change. Heathcliff shoots back with just as much vitriol, as though he is always used to this kind of scorn and humiliation. The man in the black suit turns away, as though it would degrade him to even entertain him with an answer, but this man they called Hindley. You unscrupulous shite, you bloody animal, no, a thing lesser than a savage beast. Jumped from his seat, face turning bright red from anger. By the looks of it, you found yourself a band of vagrants and vagabonds just like you, eh? Crawling back to see if there's something worth pilfering from this place. You lot, beat his arse and teach him a lesson, break a bone or two. No orders from boss. Shut it, I'm your boss. Boss are harder than the rest of you. I don't expect these bonehead fools to give you much trouble anyway. Head of bone? What on earth is that fellow speaking of? He's just expressing his explicit desire to get his ass beat. Well, since he asked for it. It's a Yorkshire accent, and the author typed out it exactly like it sounds, so it's incomprehensible. Yeah, I can't say necessarily that I've heard somebody speak with a Yorkshire accent because I wouldn't be able to recognize it at a glance. It's like, even inside of American accents, I have a hard time distinguishing between somebody who's from, Minnesota and Wisconsin, or somebody who's from Louisiana and from Georgia. Like, the accents are very similar to me, so it's, I know, oh, south, oh, north, what is that, northeast? But I can't distinguish, regional accents. And the UK is, so infinitely small compared to, accent range in the US. It's all kind of compressed. It's all gobbledygook to me. I wonder how you can fashion a stand there on raw and good at... I can't fucking read that. No, thank you. I'm good. I think that would irritate the fuck out of me to read it. You can actually read that with no double takes. You're way better. I'm not way better than you are. I can't. It's borderline incomprehensible. I mean, like, I can, if I read it and I don't read it out loud, I can understand what they're saying. I get what it means, but like, having to like read it out loud, I can't. I trip over my own words. Got to do those double takes. So anyway, I decided to build a middle team. I was looking at all the middle characters and I was like, actually, I don't have, for example, Don Quixote, I think has like the little sister one. And I don't have a little sister, or I don't have a Don Quixote skin, or a Don Quixote ID. There are several characters in there who have IDs for, I have 000 IDs for, who are fine, that are fine, but just like, I want group synergy. I also want everybody to have the same outfits, so I'm definitely gonna build a middle team. I also want that envy resonance. I want to see Mama Otis be able to unlock Levitine more often. Thank you, Wurthing Heights website, for translating it to modern proper English. Proper English, I mean, I guess you could say like that, like, the King's English would be proper English, right? Chud mail incoming, oh yeah. Good. Now I'll separate the bones from your flesh and personally introduce you to your own skull. Oi, lads! A casual yet powerful voice booms across the hall, immediately breaking the tension in the room. I was gone just for a minute to get some water. What the hell happened here? This is one big feckin' manor, yeah? I know that they're, what is that, Irish? I can't do an Irish accent. I just can't, so would have been faster to go bucket a cup of water from the well myself. Boss, we have a guest. So that's their boss. Yes, executive manager. It is immediately obvious from the way he talks and the way he carries himself that he is someone quite experienced in combat. Right on time, you all lackeys are lacking. How could they let this group of no-name hooligans knock them on their asses? Go on now, show them the meaning of pain. Looks like I've got to give my men some proper demonstration. The boss confidently strode toward Heathcliff, then gave him a playful smack on the back of his head. Oi, lad. Ain't the first thing to do whenever crawling back to your neighborhood to give a quick hello to your dear old boss? Where'd you even get your manners? Huh? You lot, wipe that stupefied look from your faces and bow before him. Go on, hurry up, show some bloody respect. What? No, it can't be. The man waded past both the aftermath of the brawl and the heavy tension that filled the manor like he was out on a stroll. He just walked into the middle of it all, then put his arm around Heathcliff's shoulder. It was the kind of friendly gesture only someone who's known Heathcliff for a long, long time could do. Some Walpurgis ideas are also keystones for status themes, but I'll mention if you have any interest in them. I mean, I definitely, so like, I want to do pulls, and I think like I've been itching to do pulls. I finally got enough lunacy to probably pull it off. I think we're gonna pull it off. I think we're gonna do pulls. I wanted to do Walpurgis pulls anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna do my pulls now. We're gonna do it now. Here we go. I believe I've spent most of my luck. Blade lineage, Salsu Otis. Yeah, I'd love to get some Dawn Office stuff for sure. We're doing it again. We're gonna keep extracting. Do it. I clicked. Do the thing. Dawn Office Sinclair is a bitch. View Association South Section 4 Yoshu. And all of the others were duplicates. That one's green. That means it's a Walpurgis ID.
Oh, 쌍화차인가? 오늘따라 차의 맛과 향이 진해서 좋구만.
Awesome. A library of Rona. It's cool. It's got the invitation on the screen. Dawn Office Rep Gregor. Cool. I think most of the stuff I have for Gregor right now is not very good, so I'm happy to have something new for Gregor. Zwei Association South Section 4 Faust. Black needle symbols of an irregular. Cool. That's the other title one. The Faust. Awesome. I remember when we ran into her in library. She's very cool. Hey, I remember that guy. Hook office fixer Hong Lu. That's cute. 50 times stronger than the Ruina version. That's what's up. I do like it when characters are OP. I was thinking if I could get enough stuff, I could do a what's the term? A burn. God, why did the word burn just like leave my brain temporarily? If I could get enough stuff, I could do a burn team. I think that would be neat. Hey, W Corp cleanup agent. Doing about a burjillion pulls. I don't even know what's like what's an option in a lot of this. Like we're pulling now, but like I don't even know what possibilities exist inside this group of Walp pulls. But I know it's not great whenever I don't get any triple zeros. So that's, and definitely whenever I just get constant duplicates. That's not what we want. My luck plummeted. Well, that is what it does. You can't be lucky forever. LCCR Assistant Manager Rodian. We're doing the gotta catch 'em all thing right now. Hey, there we go. There's some stuff.
이거 먹어. 티는 내지 마. 그리고 그냥 씹어. 감사는 됐어.
Food for thought. A food for thought? Wouldn't it just be food for thought? Ah, it's the ego. Arcana Slave? Hey! I recognize that. Nice, then it's Don Quixote. Rips both banner IDs complaining about luck. I didn't complain about luck. I just said that that's what it does after your boy said, you know, wow, wowzers, your luck plummeted. This is the last extract we get. And it's doo-doo, but it happens. But we spent oodles and oodles of stuff. Yeah, if you peak, your luck has to plummet. That's true. All right, cool. Well, I mean, that's a lot of stuff. The Gregor one looks cool. I've obviously taken a peek at it or two. I know, generally speaking, that it's pretty good. Still don't really have anything for Yisang. This will be the new Faust one that I use probably. And we got a new Don Quixote ego. That's fun. We're doing the gotta catch 'em all thing, I suppose. So why not just like add them to the collection? I like this Rodian I've been using. I'm just gonna leave the Kurokuma one up there. And now we're gonna go snag from the dispensary. We're gonna build this we're gonna build up this middle team. So I don't know exactly how this works, but I was looking through the list of characters, right? And basically I would see that there's the middle little sister, for example, right here. So we need 300 more things specifically for Don Quixote, right? In order to unlock this. We've got 638. And we can open this and pick a specific sinner, right? So if I want to do like 50 of these. And this one's Don Quixote. Perfect. All the middle members and then the big bird Gregor. Knight of Despair Rodian is the only one that matters. I mean, I want all of them though, right? That's what you're supposed to say. I want all of them. So 400, right? We've got 299. Good God, these go quick. $3.95. This is the Greek that talked about in White Knight. That's me. I think she's adorable. The little sister Don Quixote is so cute. I love it. Okay. Now there's the donkey, the Ishmael, and that one we can't get. Heath and Ish are the most important, then Sinclair. Okay. Well, I knew that Heath was one that was really important. I'm just trying to remember, like, is that's in here under event? Yeah, the middle big brother, Heath. Okay. So we need quite a few. So let's open 120 for Heathcliff. This is goofy. This is goofy as fuck. Where's Merceau's? I can't purchase any of these. Yeah, Ricardo is goofy as fuck. That's true. I passed over it earlier somewhere. Perfect. That's very me. Oh, really? This one? Even though it's a 2-star? Even though it's a 2-star, it's still cracked. He has middle in the name and an envy guard. The middle little brother. Okay. So I only need like 2 for that one, so that's fine. Which one is Merceau? This one, the chains. That's right.
메르소입니다. 작은 형님을 보필하고 있습니다.
Cool. Now I know I had seen the other one. Firefest Princess. It's not season 6. It's not season 7, is it? Is it under standard fare? I think it might actually be under standard fare. Yeah, the middle little brother Sinclair. But there's one that is, I think, it's one of the newer ones. Ish's season 7. The House of the Nurse Father, or House of Spiders, Middle Apprentice. This one, right? Yeah. This is it. Yeah, I was cruising around in the car and I was like looking at some of the IDs and I was like, holy shit, these the middle IDs look so good. And anytime if you're like missing resonance and your whole squad is middle, you can be like, oh, I'll just use the block ability and it turns it into envy res. $27 more. Exactly.
아, 엄마. 들어올 때 노크 좀 해달라니까. 아니, 들어오는 게 싫은 건 아니고. 그냥 월간에
Thanks for the
회사
hydrate,
좀
Greed.
보고 있었어.
I got my bottle of water
안
here.
바쁘면 엄마도 다음에 누구 죽일지 같이 볼래?
Okay, and the last one is our little sweet baby Sinclair. And we need 183. I love that Sinclair's ego is an egg. For several reasons. It's fantastic.
처리하기로 했던 것들은 다
The Thumb? One of the only factions that are all somewhat usable. Other one being Hashish. Hashish? Who's Hashish? I like the middle's aesthetic. I think, you know, obviously they're reprehensible. We don't need to like
그건 뭐 녹화해뒀다가
every faction for the most part in this universe kind of sucks. But I really like I like the idea of having everybody in the same uniform and having synergy between different characters. I think it's fantastic. All right, we're gonna up tie. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough uptie juice to do all this, but I do have quite a bit of uptie juice.
파이터 3에 나오는 주인공이랑 똑같아서 잡지 인터뷰나 방송에서 언급한 기술은 전부 보고 싶었거든요. 아, 죽이기 전에 사인도 받아뒀어야 했는데.
You're a synergy? That's true. Well, it depends. I'm not a synergy without you guys. That's how it works. Just a word of advice, use Wild Hunt until you finish Canto 6. No shot. No shot. I don't like Wild Hunt Heathcliff. You working late tonight? Why? There's this tricky vengeance they're having some trouble avenging. So as a great sister, I decided to avenge it in their stead. Is there something you need my help with? I thought you already finished your homework for the week, kiddo. I mean, it's staying at home all day can get boring, you know? Trust? No. Play some video games, read some comic books, and I'll be home before you even know it. Mama's got to do her homework too. Mama Notice. Mama Otis. Nurse Father of the House of Spiders. True that they had been made to step back from the front lines of their respective fingers business, they had no longer played a vital part in the day-to-day conflict of the back streets. Yet from any practical point of view, letting them idle away at their time would have been an outright waste of the fingers. Just because they were now regarded as has-beens does not suddenly invalidate a battle. The battle-proven competence that naturally came with years of experience, which is why, although the Nurse Fathers were not freed from this proverbial hell, the fingers still continued to assign them various tasks that lay beyond the scope of their duties to the House of Spiders. The missions, also known as homeworks, assignments, or labors, as also called by the inhabitants of the House of Spiders, have been constant since the emergence of the organization. It's just that I get the vibe that they're always swamping you with work, Mama. Haha, Mama's workload is smack dab in the middle, kiddo. Of course, the workload of said homework varies by finger. One of them, under the command of Capo de Capi, had been sent to fight in the front lines of war, while another was always absent due to the prescripts. Other nurse fathers would write replies to messages requesting their input on research and gallery management, while some simply did not receive any homework for relatively long stretches of time. But I can get something on my way home, if you like, kiddo. For real? Then can you get me issue 35 and 36 of Fixer's Insights? Haha, of course. Kiddo, you can go out and play if you're bored. I'll let the other nurse fathers know. Alright, silence descends upon the great empty house as soon as the child mother leaves, her absence leaving a substantial void behind. The child, who could not for her life grow accustomed to the quiet, turned on the TV, played her favorite video games, and flipped through the pages of her treasured comic books. Perhaps it was because she had already gone through them all, or perhaps she had simply grown tired of them, but bruh, this is mad boring. Maybe I do need some fresh air. All the games, comic books, and Fixer videos that would normally have captured the child's attention failed to give her even the slightest bit of enjoyment today. Well, Mama did say that I can go out and play today. The child turned off the TV with a dissatisfied pout before raking her eyes over the pages of her book. Her hands searched for a weapon, and once her grip found the blade, she smoothly jumped to her feet. She then rushed out the room as though the sheer size of it had become an oppressive weight she could no longer bear alone. That chain. The vengeance listed in the book are shared among the members of the middle, so sometimes the child would encounter the so-called brothers and sisters of the finger. For better or worse, most members of the middle were completely unaware of who the child was or the organization she belonged to, but the chain of loyalty around her arms told them that she was, perhaps, one of them. Haven't seen you around before. You a newbie? This ain't the kind of vengeance you can cross out without backup. Why'd they send a new sister out here all alone? By the time you'd become big brother or sisters of the middle, however, there were certain things that you could pick up without meaning to. They may come in the form of a warning written in fine print in the corner of the page, or rumors regarding a great sister who had forsworn the absolute loyalty to which every member of the middle is expected to adhere. Do you think Ishmael takes this ID off and just bitch slaps Dante for making her wear the cringe otaku that calls Otis mommy skin? Wait a minute. Are you great sister Otis's daughter? Oh, you know my mama? Yeah, I know of her. But first, let's hear who you're here for. What vengeance are you here to avenge? Soul Office. Not only are they behind on protection fees, but they also killed the middle sibling who went here to collect, so guess we share the same target. Man, I thought I asked Sis to make sure our targets won't overlap. Do you think I can join you? Well, it's true, you're part of the middle, but you're not exactly family, so... It was just as the big brother said. The child was indeed part of the middle, but she wasn't a full member of the syndicate. She was wearing the chains of loyalty, but was not guaranteed the vengeance tattoos. The brothers and sisters shared, which meant she had no choice but to use the middle-styled augmentation tattoos. On top of that, she never received a title. She was sister to no one in the middle. In any serious discussion of the child's affiliation, it would be more accurate to say she belonged to the House of Spiders rather than the middle. Still, the big brother needed to ensure the survival of his younger siblings and carry out the vengeance. And for that purpose, there were clear benefits to having someone of her strength join in the fight. The middle's big brother decided to make an exception just for today. We'll let you come with us until we take care of this vengeance, but under one condition. You will not talk to, let alone discuss, the matters of your organization with my younger siblings. Okay. Here come the fixers, right on time. Don't even bother checking the book for their punishment, boys and girls. They killed one of us, and that's a crime that deserves nothing but complete and total obliteration of their being. Get them. On it, big bro. With the child on their side, it wasn't long before the battle ended in the middle's decisive victory. Each flourish of the child's blade cut cleanly through the mayhem of the brawl, quickly turning the tide of battle. And the child's intimate knowledge of the fixer's techniques made quick work of their office's rep, ending the battle with one of her blades slashing through the enemy leader's jugular. We totally owned him. Let's face it, I totally carried the team. Guys? Well, that's a job well done. Let's head back. But the siblings do not utter a word of acknowledgement for the child, whose placement among them was quite awkward. Led by their big brother, the middle crew hurried away, turning their backs on the child without giving her so much as a chance to bid them farewell. And they're gone. man, I should have asked for an autograph before killing him. Mom is not going to be back for a few more hours. I guess, what else is there to do? I mean, it's not like there's anyone to hang with, even if I go home, but there's literally nothing to do out here either. Ugh, screw it, I guess I'll head home. A few hours after arriving home. Princess, what are you doing out here on the couch? The child leaped off the sofa at the sound of Nurse Father's distinctive footsteps. Mama! I hope you've been behaving yourself while I was gone, kiddo. Here you go, the Fixer's magazine you wanted. Woohoo! Fixer's Monthly. Got the whole damn shelf for you on your way home. There should be some comic books in there, too. These magazines and comic books weren't exactly the kind the child wanted. Some of them were even quite far from her taste, but you're the best mom ever, Mama. The child nonetheless smiled happily, because Mama had purchased them just for her sake. That's what she believed, anyway. I love that. I mean, I mean, if you're gonna bully me into it, I suppose I'll do it. Don't expect me to be happy about it, though. I genuinely don't like, I don't like that skin. Comparing it to what I've used on other stuff, he drags out fights, and the headless horse is neat for a little bit, but I'm so over that. I'm so over that skin, and I just got a shiny new skin. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be about 44. Of those, 3 of those, and 1 of those to bring her up to parity. Quit fights, start over with hair coupons, man. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I mean that. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like I'm not blocking myself out of it. You're saying I'll legit miss out on really cool stuff. I can go back and see it whenever I want. That is also true, right? I'm gonna uptie everybody first, and then once everybody's been uptied, I'll take a look at their benefits from going further. My hair, yes, we get the my hair coupon skill. That's amazing. I'm so glad we get his hair coupon skill. I had no idea. Don't tell me what to do, some guy. Get off my back. I'm gonna need you to get right off of my back about that. Thought you could get away that easy, eh? Bring the suffering. That's what was promised to you when you cast me into the world of the bristly. Bringing punishment to the thief who stole the child's hair coupons was a long and arduous journey. He's one of the most hyped IDs that ever came out. If all the child wanted was simply revenge, it would have been more efficient to rely on the element of surprise to capture that and net out the deserved consequences. But that simply would not do. Uncool solutions were not an option for the child. Heart-pumping electronic dance music, fully slicked back hair, and flashy sunglasses still worn even in the dark of night. These were the hallmarks of a badass and cool entrance befitting of a big brother of the middle, thought the child. Oi, half pint. You the one who nicked my coupons? What the hell? I heard you might still be in pursuit, but you came all the way here for that? You damn stalker! Stalker? Mate, you seem to be under some grave misconception, because go after a thief ain't the same thing as stalking someone. It's terminal audacity to think that, isn't it? Well, what else am I supposed to call an obsessed freak who chased me all the way across the city from Youthport Great Lakes? It gets to a point, man. Failure to recognise your own crimes, blatant lack of apology, or any sign of remorse for stealing the victims deserve lusciousness. Insistence on contentious behaviour looks like you're getting another line in the book. Oi, who added this already? This individual's violation was logged for later punishment in accordance with Title 6, Section 2, Row A. Yeah? Yes, because the individual's behaviour met the specific conditions required to invoke the aforementioned article. What? This bloke... never mind, you did good, lad. Alright, let's get this back on track. The point is, you've just bought yourself another line in the book. all this over a lousy coupon to a hair salon? You crazy bastard! I told you I'll pay you back for it, didn't I? Time and time again. I asked if we could make a deal and you refused to listen every damn time. A lousy hair coupon, really? After knocking me, insulting me by assuming this grudge could be swept under the rug with bribery, a lousy hair coupon? Searching for sections relevant to narking. No, forget it. I think I can forgive that minor slight as long as he returns a little something. That hair coupon you nicked from me, hand it over. Get your noggin ready, cause this ain't about the coupon no more. It's about the shame of having shown myself under the sun day and after day with a hairdo that has slid so far into the world of bristling. It's about the desperation of wanting to hide under a cap, yet having to parade around my humiliation because wearing a cap will sap even more vitality from my hair. All of that has coalesced into the simmering wrath as I journeyed to the east, and I haven't even begun my pilgrimage of loyalty to earn the right to become a great brother. The only thing that will push this righteous anger to sleep is to become luscious. That's right, you daft bastard. That hair coupon you stole from me is now lusciousness incarnate. What I'm saying is that I'm generous enough to turn a blind eye to your minor insults as you return an object of such significance back to my hand, so quit stalling and cough it up. And what if I said I can't even, if I wanted to? What then? Art thou refusing to return what belongeth to the rightful owner? Now, as much as it knocks me to admit it, that wasn't a refusal. Your hair, it's become luscious. The little sibling's eyes instantly darted toward the coupon thief's hair at the child's comment. The hair looked as though it would flow and wrap gently around the hand when one combs through it with their fingers. Frankly, the subtleties of hairstyling weren't immediately apparent, but borrowing the child's vocabulary, the thief's hair must have become luscious. This is fantastic. I'm straight up. I just love this, and also like Heath's doing it in Heath's voice is really fun. It's really fun. It's a humiliation ritual for Heathcliff that's making me slightly like him more. This is so much better than like Edgelord Hunt Boy. And the fact that such an elevated state was attained not by the child, but the thief, meant that you little shit, just stealing Big Bro's hair coupons wasn't enough. You just had to use it too, huh? Of course I did. Why do you think I stole it in the first place? I mean, just think about it. In my shoes, there's really no point in getting a single line forgiven when I'm already neck deep in your book of vengeance. Get what I'm saying? And hey, thought I might as well go enjoy a nice visit to the private hair salon when I got the chance, since you're gonna come after me for the rest of my life anyway. Salon du Malais, was it? Sure lived up to the name. He must be mad. Was it wisdom or foolishness? The thief's name was indeed attached to countless numbers of vengeances in the book, which included stealing from the child's safe, fleeing from the middle vengeance, and everything happened between then and now. Like you said, getting a single vengeance forgiven wouldn't make a nick of a difference anyway, because whichever excuse he had to give, it would end in his execution. He sure is awfully mouthy for a bloke about to pop his strobes. You lads reckon he's got a life insurance or something? A single execution may not be a sufficient counterweight that negates the grudge, however. There exists precedent for a crime not entirely dissimilar to the one currently being addressed, in which a subject whose life was insured was killed over a dozen times to be rendered into a state of post-resuscitation, mental degradation, and punched drunkenness prior to complete and total extermination. Yet the villain doth persist in uttering such vile insults to our big brother, in moments such as this. Methinks justice ought to be delivered post-haste. Going off great brother's advice, either way's decent enough. What's your take, Sinclair? How about tenderizing him half dead first? You'll have an easier time deciding what to do with him once he's too busy swallowing teeth to talk back. Jesus Christ. I like the middle. I like the middle. They are giga unga bunga, and I love it. Like nice dog shit ass hair coupons, bro. Let me use them real quick. If you want to see all the dialogue, you're gonna have to use them the entire duration of maybe 1 or 2 levels. I'll let you know which. Some guy, I will absorb all of the dialogue. Or what I'll do is once I finish the game, I'll poke around for interesting dialogue things that I might have missed to fill out the rest of the story for little bits and pieces, like I did with Lobotomy Corporation and Library of Ruin. I do appreciate you poking me and saying like, hey, there's a neat little interaction if you do this thing here, but I don't know that I'm necessarily going to shift gears away from this. This is amazing. I like the sound of that. That's... Perhaps the child was pleased with the suggestion because he produced an adorably tiny sticker from the inside of his coat and pressed it neatly onto little brother's book. Thank you, big bro. Right, let's crack on with it then. Let's give him a proper thrashing before thinking about what comes next. You seriously think life insurance is what I'm planning to fall back on? You don't actually believe I spotted you chasing me across half of the city and just didn't bother setting anything up, do you? That sound. Something's closing in. Marcel, what time is it? It's currently 3:13 in the morning. The night in the back streets has begun. A tremor spread through the ground, growing closer with every passing second. It was the sound of sweepers flooding through the roads for Backstreet's residents. A rumble in the road, as familiar as the rumble of one's own breath. Still, there was something off about this whole situation. The entrance through which the child and his little siblings chased their mark looked hastily put together, and the thief was already sprinting toward another room. It didn't take long for the child to piece things together. His voice sharply cut through the air as soon as he realized exactly what the thief had in store. Grab that bastard now! Bollocks, I knew something about the entrance looked makeshift. Too slow! Have fun getting swept away, dumbasses! They won't even leave a bloodstain behind once they're done with you. By the wretched villain hath fled into the adjacent room. Our righteous fury shall smite through the door and... Nah, that ain't some hideout. That's a proper residential area. That cheeky half-pint used his noggin, didn't he? Looks like we're gonna have to hold out against the sweeper waves, big bro. Don't you worry your little head now, lad. Even if we get swept away by the waves, the middle will settle the score proper. Nobody walks away from the vengeance. The night in the back streets passed as it always does. The thief stepped out of the building, bold and smug. He congratulated himself for the well-thought-out plan that finally shook the persistent stalker. No one can survive the tide of sweepers that consume everything and everyone in their path, he believed. Not even the child. However, he seemed to have underestimated the child's tenacity, the unyielding doggedness of the syndicate that calls itself the Middle. You stalker freak! How are you still alive? That it, then? All that prep, and you're already done? Shit, damn it. Look, don't kill me just yet. There's something you should know. What? That you weren't actually the one who nicked the coupon? Exactly, I'm not the... Wait, you already knew? Of course I did. That bloke in a security footage wasn't anywhere near as tiny as you have, point. Gives it away, isn't it? Been giving it a think, yeah. Whenever I ought to crack your skull open like an egg, we'll just keep killing you over and over until this burning anger is spent and satisfied. But wait, I'll tell you everything, so please. It ain't my business finding out what bloody ties you've got to the real thief. My lads will dig them up soon enough, and you not being the thief makes no difference either. You've already gone and earned yourself a fresh grudge with me that you tricked me with that little trick you pulled. Truth be told, I'm sick of this old mess. Giving me a headache. Got a pilgrimage of loyalty or something up yet? Proper nightmare, that labour. I'd rather clear out all of the useless rubbish clutter in my path before I dedicate myself to it. I can help you. Let me ditch that fucking thief and work for you instead. That does it. You flapping your lying gold, basking in that lusciousness like you're the only one who earned it. That's about enough to get you at every last sword dive to you. Immediately, complete and total extermination. Love it. It's sweeping time. Yeah, I genuinely, I feel like if Otis and the rest of the Middle were going up against the sweepers, we fought the sweepers before. We would just obliterate the sweepers. Simply kill the sweepers. Otis would just kill her teammates for the lulz. She's done it before. That was like her story bit, wasn't it? Is that she gunned down her own team?
작은 형님께서 내게 장부의
I've
처리를
been tasked by
맡기셨네.
brother himself to carry his quest for the Book of
이거
Vengeance.
참
Hey ho, I
기대에
must live up to his
보답해드려야겠네.
expectations. She's so adorable. That's one of her passives, kill her teammates. Hell yeah. 'Tis true honor that I was availed this chance to be a squire to none other than Big Brother himself. And that is not all. I am brought to tears that I have been deemed enough to be made a member of the Middle. How could I have known that a finger hath deemed me worthy? Hey, new girl. We like your energy, we really do, but Big Brother will be here soon, so let's try to watch our manners for now, okay? Oh, quite. With a most dramatic and exaggerated expression, the child shuts her mouth. Then she straightened her back and politely placed one palm over the other. But there was a tempest of words whirling behind the child's shut, yet restlessly trembling mouth. If anyone were to give her a chance, it would come pouring out like a cascade. With everyone lined up so neatly along the walls, the mood seemed somewhat serious in this hallway. Some might say that the child could not possibly fit into such a group, but looking closer would reveal that even the other members were secretly giggling and whispering amongst each other in low voices. Maybe this organization is more laid back and tight-knit than anyone initially anticipated. Well, maybe not as loud as this child, but still. There he arriveth. An intimidating figure could be seen confidently walking from the other end of the hallway. Behold, the density of tattoos of his magnificence. His entire body was covered with the augmentation tattoos of the middle. With each vengeance carried out, a middle member would gain the right to add a single tattoo. There was this unseen aura about him, as though he could defeat dozens of enemies all on his own. His overwhelming aura made the child's skin tingle merely by proximity. Looking lively, boys and girls. Everything good? Oh, how hath he found the time to enumerate so many vengeances? Carrying them out alone must have been a trial. To fill that gargantuan book to the brim with grievances must require more than mere scribbling with a pencil. Who's this kid? She's our new family. Bit of a chatterbox, but she's pretty capable. Is that so, yeah? I can see that. A new sister? Now this is an occasion deserving of a proper evening party. Party? Too bad I'm a bit busy this evening. I'll leave it up to you guys to take care of it. Here, take this card. Get whatever you want. Thank you, Big Brother. And good luck to you, new girl. I've got some business to take care of at a different port ship, so I'll be gone for a while. Yes, sir. As soon as the Big Brother turned to the corner of the hallway, waving his hand. Didst thou see that? Didst thou hear? Sir, Big Brother, he hath beheld mine countenance in his eyes, and plans to host a party in my honor. Jeez, this girl's got a whole loudspeaker in her lungs or something. Good for you, though. Good for you. We do that for every new member, you know. No need to lose your head over it. Love to party! Well, if you love to party that much, let's try finishing our chores early today so we can get right to it, huh? Yeah, let's make this quick, okay? Well said! How will this child fit in a place like this, one might wonder, but it is often the case that such a simple mind can bring the best results. Party! Party! As long as their reward is in sight, their work efficiency will skyrocket. Behold, thy sins enumerated by this very book. Must leave this place post-haste for a business. Resist not and accept thy punishment with dignity. I didn't know they were one of the middle. I care not. I care not. Fantastic. Wild Hunt is alright, but he definitely gets benched when you have everyone because his bench passives is better than he is. He just seemed kind of mid. Eat his ass. Thou art evil, for it is evil to speak so ill of the brotherhood and sisterhood of the middle, to not take the middle's side. Fie on thee! With mine vengeance, and with mine justice, and thy sin, I shall add another tattoo to myself. She's really beating the crap out of that one, huh? And with such a bright smile, too. Betcha she'll go far. She won't be one of us juniors for long. We better make the party something to remember then, yeah? Oi, Don Quixote, craving anything in particular for the party? I want to eat ice cream! Jesus Christ. The child carries out the vengeance of the middle, shouting the name of her current cravings from the top of her lungs. Truly an individual most fit for the middle. Oh my god. That adorable little smile, and I love this, like her on top, just absolutely creaming the fuck out of the person that she's on top of. Just cinema. It's fantastic. Okay, so we've got 3. Let's do Merceau.
어디서 무슨 일이라도 당했습니까? 이리 와서 자세히 설명해 보시죠. 장부에 적어도 반드시 갚아드리겠습니다.
You need to swap on and off Doulahan every turn too. Why do that when I can just use my Gatling gun? Genuinely, that was one of the things that kind of irked me, is the micromanagement that he requires to actually do anything. It's just whenever Otis is Otis is not even halfway activated most of the time, and is just beating the ever-loving shit out of everything. He just what is it, the cost benefit ratio is just too low, I think, to use him. Genuinely, some guy, I think it might be that because you got Wild Hunt Heathcliff early and you mentioned that he carries you through most of the early cantos, whereas I got him and Mama Otis at the same time, I see him in a much lesser light, because he is 20% of Mama Otis on a halfway decent day. If both of them perform well, he's inferior in basically every single way. Yeah, but I have to compare. He's a 000 that I have, and I'm comparing him to another 000 that I have, and I got both of them at almost the exact same time and leveled them both up kind of in tandem with each other. And then once I had them both at my current, whatever my current max level at the time was, and had them both uptied to level 3, you don't have to compare them. What's that thing you say about bad bitches? Yeah, you don't need to compare. You're a 000. Aw, thanks. It has been carried out. Gah! The child had a bloodied man in a tight hold by his lapels. He shook the man from side to side, observing and scrutinizing. It was clear that the man was way past being able to put up any kind of resistance, but the child didn't care. He continued to observe and observe like he was playing a game of spot the difference. Title 3, Section 4, Row G, 3 strikes to the abdomen delivered using a body part. Completed. Title 11, Section 1, Row A, single strike to the jaw, power irrelevant. Completed. Title 5, Section 157, Row C, Variation 5, leave. Nothing of the right arm, but it's stumped. Completed. Oh, good now. According to the information in the book, yeah. I said I'm sorry. I made a little mistake at the club, that's all. Why are you doing any of this? The man shouted desperately. His voice was muffled by the sound of blood and saliva gurgling and rising from his throat. Because the club you insulted was under the Middle's management. Everyone and everything under the Middle's protection is a part of the Middle's family and property. Damn it. Was I supposed to know that? Why did it have to be the Middle? Shit. The man grabbed his torn shoulder and grimaced. He had broad shoulders and a mean face and seemed to have seen his share of rough and tumble, but even he seemed to know that the Middle was not to be messed with. He sat there, breathing heavily. Damn it, how am I even gonna stitch that arm back? So will you erase my name from your book now? The child does not respond. Instead, he flips through several pages in the book, searching for something. I have been observing you for an hour before this act of vengeance was carried out. The information I have been relayed prior to arrival stated that you have committed 3 sins. Clearly, that did not account for the other sins you've committed. That's because I didn't know that this was the Middle's turf. Your ignorance of the middle is not a defense against the slights you've committed against us. The book closes with a light thump. The child had found all he needed. He grabbed the man by his hair and began dragging him off to some corner. The sin of speaking foul language against the big brother, the manager of the club, committed at row B, line 4 of the standing seats. I said I didn't know who he was! Strike a nearby table twice with the guilty one's head, grabbed by the hair if possible. Completed. All I said was that his hair seemed a bit bristly. Compounded. In that, the said foul language was about something the big brother was particularly sensitive of, the sin of making the big brother sigh, twice, uncomfortably. Only by your death shall this vengeance be fulfilled. What? No! No! I am certain that you are already aware of the following procedures. I will not elaborate further. Let regret be your last thought. You should not have insulted the middle. After a heavy clang of the chains, a pile of meat that used to be a person fell to the ground, unmoving. The child had completed another task. Damn, Marceau! Made another one bite the dust, huh? Yes. Man, how'd you find those extra crimes? I thought tearing his arm off was the end of the verdict. I have observed. It is nothing of note. Come on, brother. Learn to take a compliment. Big brother likes this. In that case, I would be most overjoyed. The child was awkward, both in stance and speech, but the others surrounded him, cheering his exploits. The child really didn't fit into this group, but that was none of his business. It didn't matter if he fit in or not. He will carry out the tasks as written in the book. The Heisho team at the time was like 2 to 3 units in Lord Liu. Only reason I would join the middle is to not get fucked over by the middle. I mean, I feel like you would need to be in a certain set of circumstances in order to feel like it was necessary that you joined the middle. All right. So we've got our Merceau up to level 45. We've got one more middle baby boy. Our little Sinclair. I have so many IDs for Sinclair. It's getting silly out here. Index for life. The index are the ones that follow the psycho I can't remember the name of the organization inside Wanted, but like they follow the Loom, the Psycho Loom Association, the thing that prints out the city god that prints out the hang on a second. The words are there. I just have to summon them forth from the crevices of my mind. Prescripts. That's it. Eat raw sewage. That was a real prescript we saw. Yeah. Prescript, eat raw sewage. Jesus Christ. Title 125, Section 79, Row P, East, Exclusive Clause. Clean decapitation of the offending party using a weapon. Resolved. You sure like to go into details, don't you? Great work. Let's move on to the next right away. Understood. Brother Sinclair, this cur hath insulted the big brother before mine presence. What? That's it? Rotate his ankles 4 more times. Then 'tis decided, let this judgment most fair smite thee. Thanks to the untimely visit from the middle, the back streets of District 8 are in complete disarray. Now that the middle of the East have been away from District 8 for a while due to certain issues, most fugitives who were either able to escape from the middle or who have had their sentences delayed for whatever reasons were all preparing to make themselves scarce. But I heard you all left District 8. You're lucky that we caught you before you fled. If you'd given us the slip this time, the punishment would have been doubled by the time we inevitably caught up to you. And they could have really escaped too, were it not for Big Brother and his little brothers from the south. But thanks to a certain someone who decided to steal the Big Brother's hair coupons at UCorp, the middle of the South had traveled all the way to the eastern part of the city. It might seem foolish and frivolous to some, but to the child and the middle as a whole, this was serious business. He'll be back soon. Thinking back to his conversation with the Big Brother, the child checked the time, perhaps out of anxiety. The Big Brother had left the other little brothers in his care, and the child wanted to deal with this business before he returned. Normally, I would have left our siblings in District 8 to deal with it. Normally, I would have left our siblings in District 8 to deal with this, but I suppose my over-enthusiasm has been giving you all undue trouble. We're family, Big Bro. There's no such thing. I simply cannot bring myself to forgive them. Not only did they dare to leave my cute and adorable diary discarded on the ground, they also dared to nick my air coupons. We'll take care of the small tasks, so why don't you go do some sightseeing now that we're in H-Corp anyway? This place is pretty popular for, medical tours. You should get yourself some of those famous boluses. What's a bolus? I'm sure that's a French word or something. Define. Bolus. A medical bolus. A single, relatively large quantity of a substance, such as a dose of a drug, intended for therapeutic use and taken orally. A concentrated mass of a substance administered intravenously for diagnostic or therapeutic purposes. Interesting. I've never heard that before. Why don't you get one of those famous boluses so you can avenge your hair coupons with real vigor? Don't worry about us, okay? You told me you had to visit the senior brothers and sisters of the East, too. Then I'll leave them to you. While I'm gone, I'll be back in about 4 hours. A loud, dramatic voice broke through the child's ruminations earlier on his trip. Hark, Brother Sinclair, a news I must relay unto thee. Both acts of vengeance shared to us in the book have been paid for. Precisely calculated among the retributions that have been synchronized to our books of vengeance. 5 of them that have been highlighted by our seniors in the East are now complete. We've still got about 20 minutes until Big Bro returns. Hey, nice work. There's still a lot of time left. I'm sure this will satisfy our Eastern siblings. After taking care of a few lines of vengeance, the child from South and other little brothers were having discussions in a circle. Alright, shut up. One question at a time. Do I have any restaurant recommendations in District 8? If this is for treating Big Bro, I already have a reservation for a pretty damn good roast duck place, so don't worry about it. Next question. So, I wore this all the way from the port. Is this gonna be okay outfit-wise? You thought to ask this now? Really? Anyway, it's not like we have a uniform policy like we're some legit association. Just gotta be able to blend in with each other, so don't worry about it too much. What should we expect in the East? What are some taboos we should watch out for? How can we make sure that Big Brother has the best possible time while he's here? Despite the barrage of questions, the child was able to answer most of them. I ask thee, Brother Sinclair, how art thou so knowledgeable in the matters of the East? Dost thou hail from this region, perchance? Nah, but I just happen to live here for a while due to certain events. Anything more we can add to their sins? We should throw the whole book at them to make sure that our Big Brother's happy. Marcel, remind me what the punishment for stealing hair coupons is? Title 8, Section 20, Row A, Line 6, complete and total extermination of all involved parties. Well, can't get much worse than that for them, huh? If certain impudent behaviors are observed after an encounter, it may be possible to apply a few more articles to punish them further. Perfect. We should be able to make sure that Big Bro has a good time here. After staring at its text for a while, the child shuts the Book of Vengeance and brings the other siblings to attention. He's lording over them like he's their boss, but the little brothers don't mind. They know that the child's been part of the middle for a long time, despite his young age, and that there were even rumors that the child was to be promoted to young brother soon. They also know that he's been on several vengeance hunts alongside the Big Brother, some of them pretty significant. All set? Oh, of course, but I see that you've returned early. Sightseeing's great and all, but I just couldn't focus on anything else other than those damn air coupons they stole from me. Oh, and take this. And don't forget to share it between you boys. Are these boluses? But these tortoise boluses must have cost you a fortune. All siblings in the East were selling them at a discounted price, so I picked up some of them. Anyways, you've really grown since we've met, huh? I can remember it just like yesterday, kept bawling and trembling, terrified of even throwing the meekest punch. And look at you now, you're getting promoted to young brother soon, aren't you? But big bro, can we please not talk about my early days? Perhaps the big brother's description of the child was too different from the way he presently carried himself. The other little brothers all looked at the child with apparent disbelief. The child could not wait to move on from this discussion. He turned away and changed the subject. Anyways, Big Brother's given us boluses for our troubles. Now we really have to get those bastards. Otherwise, the folks will start to think that the middle's all bark and no bite. Let's go show them what it means to mess with the middle in the city. The child and the little brothers began to march behind Big Brother. Perhaps these chains may one day become shackles to hold the child back. But for now, there is unbreakable and trustworthy bonds. This is fun. I really enjoyed this bit right here, going through all of their little story bits and uptying all of these characters has been super fun. I've really, really enjoyed this. Going through each of the characters and getting little like story tidbits, seeing how they all kind of like sync up and run together. I love that. That's super fun. Imagine needing to take a bolus to be a furry. Hold on. What did I fucking miss? look over at chat. Furries being discussed. Furry mentioned. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got a full team of middle characters now. That's fun. Let's drive.
매튜 형님?
Boss, Matthew. Right on, you muppet. You've been gone for so long that people don't even recognize the infamous Mad Coney. Mad Coney? You've known that vagrant for long? Why haven't you told me so? Well, I hardly imagined you'd be interested in hearing about every little friend I made back when we were just another gang rolling in the sweaty, muddy streets.
형님은 왜 이러냐? 아니, 그것보다 그럼
Boss, why are you working with his blighter? Wait, no, but that mask, those rabbit ears. Wait, you're still with the dead rabbits? Yeah, we've changed a tad, eh? Remember, lad, back in the day, all we needed to crack some Addams family's heads was some tattered scarf round one arm and bottles of beer on tab. We even named one of them beers after you, didn't we? The pub that used to sell that beer closed shop a few weeks ago. Ain't got much business around with that dreadful rumor keeping everyone home nowadays. What, the Wolf's Fall closed? Bloody hell. Oh, I suppose I'm leaving you all out of the loop, babe. Well, allow me to introduce the gaffer. He was the boss of the old syndicate I used to run with. They're all friends of yours, eh? Joined some posh proper company after running out on us now out of nowhere, did you? Yeah, I saw some guy. It's going to cost me some stuff. I just want to make sure that I've got the stuff for it. Well, things just worked out that way. Are all them lads and lasses your lackeys, blimey? Got a walking timepiece with you too, you daft bastard. You certainly moved up in the world, eh? Lackeys? Ishmael glared at Heathcliff with a look that could kill, but she decided to hold her silence and merely shook her head in disbelief. She probably decided that it was not worth the trouble. So what's up with the masks, boss? What, is it odd? Trends change with time, lad. The time for scarves with rabbit embroidery is long past. Oh, is that so? Looks a bit... Of course not. Who do you think we are? We, the Dead Rabbits, ain't a bookish rabble that follows the coattails of some naff trend. You've really not once returned to this place since you left, have you? No, when I left this manor and eventually the Dead Rabbits, I made a promise to myself that I'd not return, not even a step closer to this place until I've made something of myself, not until I can return as a successful man. Well, you've always hated this place, even when you were one of us. I've got news for you, Heathcliff. We are no longer the same lowly backstreets gang you're familiar with. I suppose we've also moved up in the world. Someone from the ring, who'd we'd been keeping their eyes on, plucked us right off the streets and into their fold. We're bigger now. We're one of the up-and-coming syndicates. The ring? One of the fingers? Must be the Falvists of the ring then. They're the only ones who'd outfit their underlings with these cheap tacky animal masks. Then you'll... Yeah, you little shite. I'm the top boss of the dead rabbits now. Boss. Remember what you always used to say when we've each filled up with more than 3 bottles of beer. What we drank were some lousy beer made of halfway rotten meat, Heathcliff. All that I remembered come next morn was a pounding headache and the light feeling of our empty pockets. Used to tell me that it hurt like hell every time one of your own men came back who was hurt, even the recruits. Like they hurt, not just any underling, but extensions of you. I know you'd make it big one day, boss. Well, I suppose, drunk me a few how to wax poetic. The fuck does that mean? Oh, I knew it was you, Matthew. The mask threw me off a moment, boss. What a sorry sight this is. I sincerely apologize to you two sweethearts for crashing your tearful reunion, but the point is, while you were wandering the streets wasting away the best years of your life on the road, Matt's made something of himself, which is why I hired him as my bodyguard, you hear? Not like you and your merry band of no-name second-rate hooligans. I could think of more than a few sinners who would have gotten angry enough to brandish their weapons at such an insult, but they all seemed to remember that responding to such insults with violence only begot pointless turmoil, so instead, they all began sighing heavily in an attempt to vent some of their pent-up anger. Henley, you seem to be sorely mistaken. This isn't the same winter you thrashed me, treating me like an indentured servant and abused me like a hound. I won't deny it, I spent many days and nights imagining tearing that foul tongue from your gob, but Heathcliff glanced briefly in her direction. Even a poor sword like myself found a place to belong, went on adventures to places you couldn't even imagine, learned a thing or two from them. So I'll just feel bad for you, mate. What? Because you really haven't changed one bit. Besides, the hell is that rag you're wearing? You look more like a drifting vagabond than I do. What are you insolent fool? That man's been saying some pretty nasty stuff about us, but he doesn't even look like someone worth arguing with. Mate, did you even check yourself in the mirror last week? I can't bear to look at you so down in the dumps, Hindley. Of course, we have no way of knowing what Hindley looked like in the past, but we could pretty easily tell that he was far from the most stable person in the room. You fucking bastard! Now, Mr. Hindley, why don't you seat yourself on the sofa and calm down? Be more considerate of our boys standing in that corner watching the whole thing going down, huh? They don't even get these comfy looking leafy sofas? Leather sofas. My brain. That's a cute joke, some guy. Hindley grumbled for a moment before slumping down on a sofa, and even that simple action was stumbling and pathetic. I see what happened. He let the alcohol consume him and not the other way around. Fell into a big, nasty barrel with no way out. I've seen the same look on some sailors, failing to pull themselves out of the habit would lead them straight into the merciless maws of the lake. Not even a trace of them would be left. Well, this man's still my client. Mr. Hindley hired me for a job, which is why I'm here at Wurthing Heights. A job? Catherine's hosting this banquet, ain't she? What kind of job could possibly need the dead rabbits up here? What? A banquet? Well, I suppose there is one thing that hasn't changed with time. It's that witless, useless, idiot brain of yours, you absolute dully. Hindley, please cease this at once. I implore you. I do not wish to see my manners sullied by such foul obscenities. This is not your home, Mitten. It's mine. It's my manor. You're the one who sullied this noble Wurthing Heights, my birthright bestowed upon me by my father, by taking it from me by the means of trickery. Was your own family manor too small for you, Lenton, Edgar? Oh, your oh so noble Edgar family. Edgar family? The time for whining, crying, and throwing a tantrum to get what you want is long past. Bold words for some milksop who's about to choke himself to death or air. Please maintain your distance, Mr. Hindley. I've seen mongrels more loyal than you lot. I was your master only a few years ago. Have you cast aside your memories as well, when you did your loyalty? Cease this at once, Master Hindley. The butlers all left Hindley Earnshaw behind, as you are very well aware of yourself. And you too, butlers. We do not want to make further trouble here. Understood, Chief Butler Nelly. After a brief silence, Heathcliff finally brought up the question he'd been stewing for so long. Nellie, where's Catherine? You must know, Nellie, that Catherine never did Lottie's commotion. So many guests making so much noise in her home, she won't be pleased.
그랬더니
I suppose she never did. I've been keeping my volume in check because I didn't want to offend her, but it's getting harder and harder to keep it down. There was a look of unfathomable, immeasurable grief on both Linton and Nellie. Hindley was absent-mindedly mumbling some foul language at the ceiling. A homeless man calls another homeless man a broke-ass bitch. It happens. Limbus calls that guy Linton Edgar when it's the other way around in the book. This is the only person they do that with. In South Korea, do they use family name before it might be just a minor typo or a minor like a localization error, but like in Japan we use the first name after the last name. So it goes like last name, first name, middle name. So it could be that. I don't know. I can't remember if that's something that happens. Yeah, I think that's something that happens in South Korean as well. So that might be it. They got everyone, like I said, that's how mistakes work. And Heathcliff probably sensed from this ineffably dark and ominous silence that something was terribly wrong. It was settling in for us as well. After all, we've been through on this journey. This kind of silence was all too familiar. Where is Catherine? What's with this dour look on everyone? I'm terribly sorry, Heathcliff. Why are you sorry? What the hell are you so sorry about? Let her finish, Heathcliff. Heathcliff, I may have a correct assumption as to what the silence indicates, so I have no other choice but to tell you, as it is common courtesy to do so, that I am very sorry to hear that. What the fuck? Can't you talk normally for once? I hardly know how to tell you this, but Miss Catherine isn't here anymore. What do you mean she's not? Catherine, she's dead. Dun, 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 dun. Golden bow, zombie wife. Nobody cares about Linton is clearly the intended message. I don't care about Linton. So that tracks. What's the cost here? I could afford that. Yeah, we'll do that. I actually wanted to take all of my middle, because my middle team is going to be like my team. I wanted to take all of them up to max level. Complete and total extermination. I could sit here and I could read all of this, but I'd rather just watch them do their thing in combat and obliterate everything. We're running low on threads. I've got enough threads to do one more. Maybe I could do Merceau, and yeah, because Merceau costs less, I could do Merceau and one more. Yuna and Salvatore, though. I might get to them at some point, but come on, I locked in on my shiny new middle characters. I like, I'm gonna go off of vibes. I like Don Quixote the best, so I'm gonna do Don Quixote and Merceau. I do my dailies. The thread basically will not ever stop rolling in entirely, and I wanna get all of my middle characters to maxed uptie, since I'm planning on having that be my main team. Merceau is just there for the envy counter. I don't know what his uptie 4 even does. Well, doesn't matter, because I wanted him to have the shiny border, so get wrecked, bozo. Yeah, I'm sure it does something. Makes numbers go up, right? Number goes up, and boom. It's about having a a complete unit for me. Linton looked up at Heathcliff, his eyes were bloodshot. As you said earlier, none of us are here to see each other's ugly mugs. What other reason could we possibly have to reconvene like this? That can't be real. Or kind of insane. Wow. Fixtures of the Ophi organization who have remained silent throughout the entire commotion suddenly spoke up. The promised hour has come. Mr. Hindley Earnshaw, a blood relative of the deceased, Mr. Linton Edgar, the spouse of the deceased, and Mr. Heathcliff, an individual mentioned by name in the will. Now that the three relevant parties are all present, we, as the executors of the deceased's will, may begin the ceremony. The first order of business will be the execution of Miss Catherine's will. Thus commences the solemn occasion of Miss Catherine's funeral rites. As per the deceased's wishes, the will shall be read out loud here at Miss Catherine's manor, in attendance of all those present. Then, no. You, stop. Shut up for a second. Whose funeral rites? And what was that about her spouse? The man they called Linton rose from his seat for the first time since we arrived here. After you abandoned this place with nary a word to her, Catherine immediately turned to me. Then we married. Every waking hour we spent together, we were filled with happiness and joy. We were happy to the very last day, to her very last breath. Shut your stupid gob. The moment I set foot in this manor, I heard her voice. I felt her presence. So what the bloody hell are you even talking about? This has to be some ploy. These fucking bastards. They must have. This can't. Heathcliff paused for a moment, struggling to find words. This can't be how it ends. I won't believe a single shite coming out of your mouth until I see the body with my own eyes. Where is she? Bring her here now. What a repulsive sight. The least you could have done was to show some proper respect for the dead. But I suppose even the bare minimum was too much to expect from someone like... I understand how you feel, Heathcliff, so please calm yourself and take a seat. Get your hands off me. You can't just decide for me that she's dead. I won't accept any of this. Not until I see Kathy with my own. Warning. Should this interruption to the will reading continue, we may have to resort to the use of force to ensure the full execution of this will. Shut up, you don't know shite, so shut your fucking mouth. Heathcliff was gasping. The sheer momentousness of the emotion overwhelmed him. It looked as though he was about to lunge at anyone who even dared get close. I could hardly tell whether it was sorrow or wrath that came over him. Heathcliff, why don't you go have a look in the mirror yourself? What a pathetic mess you've become. It doesn't matter what posh garb plebs like you wrap yourself in. That filth from your low birth seeps right through the fabric of the slightest provocation. You'll eventually see Catherine's corpse all right. It's all part of the funeral process, so don't be in such a hurry to get there. I can't wait to see how well she's resting after what she's done to me. Mr. Hindley Earnshaw, Mr. Heathcliff, we order that both of you immediately return to your seats. This is your final warning. Manager Esquire, we must do aught anon. Fixers of the Elf Association may even execute those involved, should there be a breach of the contract. I ill wish to see Sir Heathcliff executed, nor do I wish to have to battle the honourable fixers of the Orpheus Association. I agree with Don Quixote. There is no need for us to get involved in unnecessary conflict, but I don't think Heathcliff's going to listen to us. I don't even know if there's anyone who can talk Heathcliff down when he's that agitated. Ishmael! You have refused to comply. We have no choice but to watch as fixers of the Orpheus Association struck Heathcliff with their weapons. He fell to his knees with a painful cry. Do speak. Not you. Speak still, your intentions notwithstanding. You, stop, all of you. Something's off about this whole thing. Would you like to speak for this individual? Was what she was going to say, but she decided to remain silent in favor of not getting us in trouble. Right? Haha, what are you doing, PG? Ryoshu, I understand that seeing your fellow sinner get smacked around like that can be pretty aggravating, but once you get involved, peace will simply no longer be an option. Didn't know you cared so much about Heathcliff, Ryoshu. And see. Ryoshi flicked her cigarette indifferently as though she was no longer interested. No comment. You bastards. Fine, let's crack some skulls then, shall we? Heathcliff stumbled to his feet with the club in his hand, glaring at everyone that stood before him. I see that you're still refusing to comply despite our initial attempt. Should you refuse to let go of your weapon within the next minute, we will have no choice but to escalate to our next steps. I couldn't care less about your steps. Give me Catherine or... None of us are leaving this manor alive. You lot, me, we're all going 6 feet under. Heathcliff, Shut it, clockhead. This ain't the time to bring up shite like the company rules. Stay out of my way. I don't have anything to say. If someone that important to me died, I'd be blinded and deafened to all reason too. Hey Heath, I understand how angry and frustrated you must be, but you can't. Shut your trap, all of you. Don't you dare touch me unless you want your faces caved in too. It's nap time, Heathcliff. Whoa. Did she just knock him out cold with her bare hands? It wasn't even a punch, it was just a light tap. His breathing is stable. It appears that she gave the nerve on the back of his head a precise focused strike, which led to loss of consciousness. What a flawless execution of that move. I can certainly say that I've seen something like that before. Reminds me of my family's. Sir Heathcliff hath been defeated with a single fell strike. Every self-respecting butler has to be equipped with one such move. What other choice have we got when the child fusses and fusses for 20 hours instead of going to sleep? Forsooth, she does that shit to babies. Jesus Christ. Forsooth, I can say with quite the confidence that I can immediately slumber to the dreamlands upon tucking myself in bed for truth. Though it was not by his own volition, we've confirmed that he's no longer in possession of a weapon and has been subdued. We will allow for a 10-minute recess to let things calm down for a moment, then we will proceed as planned. Excuse me, Lady Nellie? Lady Nellie, no need for such honorifics. Please, just call me Nellie. The contractors that Mr. Lyndon Edgar brought, they once worked at this manor, right? Yes, indeed. Some butlers of the East Shaws, like myself, followed Miss Catherine to Master Linton, of course. Most of the Master Linton's butlers are from the own Edgar family. So if he gives orders to attack us, Lady Nellie would... Oh, pish-posh, ridiculous. I was a butler in direct service of Miss Catherine. Young Master Linton could plead and beg all he wants, but I won't always be not taking his side. So, what exactly are the butlers? Butlers, forsooth, I am quite well acquainted with this matter. They are house dogs on tight leash, groveling before their masters. The most trustworthy and loyal people I've ever known, I'd say. Fixers, bound to families. Nice, gotcha. Some great help you fellows have. Well, I'm glad that I'm not the only one out of the loop here for once. At least some of you know who the butlers are. It's a rather rare occasion, so not many people even know that we exist. Doesn't sound like most normal folk would have a reason to know anything about them. Oh. The middle really does want every member they have multiple passives that care specifically about middle units. I'm excited to see them in actual combat. Yeah, I would genuinely, if I had the thread for it, I'd uptie all of them. But we'll see. I will eventually get the thread, and I will eventually uptie all of them. And eventually, the new Walpurgis characters that I got will see some love and see some attention. I don't know, like, I think if, like, you know how much I loved Flash of Sunup, right? You know how much I loved that crew in general, their cards and things I use pretty often in Library of Ruina. But I don't know, there's something about like they don't excite me, right? Like the middle characters I'm actually excited for, and I'm stoked to see, but like, yeah, I just like overall I don't really care about the Lou Association. I do think that the middle is more interesting and shiny to me. Also their drip. I like their drip. The tattoos, the chains, the white and the purple. It's peak. Sorry, I just want to say, like, I had 400 milliliters of blood drawn yesterday, like almost half a liter of blood drawn yesterday. I gave I donated blood, and my brain is not firing on all cylinders. So I'm having kind of a hard time. Dawn Office, I don't know, Dawn Office, Lou Association, whatever. Fake fan LARPer detected, kill me, gun me down. Mods, kill me. Whatever. Like I said, I literally just said, like, I'm a half a liter down in blood. I don't have sufficient blood circulation. So forgive me for off behavior. It's also I've noticed it's very difficult for me to like follow chat, and it's not very active, but it's very difficult for me to follow chat. I'm having a hard time, more so than usual, staying focused. Doesn't sound like most normal folk would have a reason to know anything about him, unless they're in a position where they have no choice but to work at the rich folks' homes. Oh my god. Well, whenever you're ready to open a vein and show me your Annika Flynn, I will consider you to be a real Limbus fan too. One of us is quite a passionate fan of fixers. Quite. Oh, I'm very pleased to know that our dear Heathcliff made some very intelligent friends. Do you guys get that? I just got like 15 achievements just popped up. 7 Days to Die achievements just popped. Achievement. That's fun. In Limbus Company. I mean, I was playing yesterday and I was like, I know I've unlocked, like, I know I've driven 1,000 kilometers. Like, I don't know why this achievement isn't popping. And now there it goes. Don Quixote achievement, be naked. Lady Nelly, I promise thee that once I make my return to the bus, I shall have my hands on the butler figurine I had given up on acquiring. It shall stand tall and proud on the frontmost row of my display shelf. Don Quixote's eyes were practically exploding with joy at having her fixer obsession politely acknowledged and accepted for once. Allow me to explain. Butlers are fixers, indeed, yet they are rather distinct from most fixers thou hast encountered thus far. A fixer oft refers to those who accept contracts as part of an association or an office. Alas, there exists a distinction when it comes to butlers. Butlers join families or manors to serve them, and only them, on long-term contracts, forsooth. Like any other fixers, butlers may be hired by a single person to serve them, and only them as well. Do note that our service is not limited to combat. We also conduct household management and care as well. It must also be mentioned that proficiency in many fields is a necessity to be a respected butler. This is no easy occupation, mind you. Yet, from what I've learned, to hire a butler is to pay an inordinate amount of salary. Indeed, while butlers are always oh so busy, we are promised expensive compensation at every contract extension, with stable bonuses, such as pensions. Many famous association fixtures also retire to serve as butlers as well. I was once a butler in service of Miss Catherine's family, and was transferred to Master Linton Edgar's family to join their ranks when she married him. Still, after a rather peaceful mutual debate, we came to the conclusion that I would be assuming the position of the chief butler leader of the butlers in that household. Gotcha. Totally peaceful. I'm sure it really was one peaceful transfer of power. Oh, 'tis quite fascinating to imagine that even Sir Heathcliff once had been a tiny baron? Baron? We're Googling the word again. Oh, baby. Bairn. How was he as a youth? He was quite a special child. I don't believe that I would have become a chief butler had it not been for him. What a lovely boy he was. Lovely? Quite. I think that would kill the fan base. What, achievements? Or having to get naked as Don Quixote to get an achievement? What are you talking about? I was wondering, because I was playing this morning before I started my work, I was wondering if because I've been working on Ark Survival Evolved, and I've been having a really hard time getting those achievements to unlock for some reason. It's for not some reason. The game is held together with sticks and glue, but I still love it. But I was trying to get some of the achievements in that game to unlock, and they just wouldn't. And then suddenly no achievements were unlocking despite having done the thing for them. And then some silly nonsense goober bullshit happened, and my 7 Days to Die achievements didn't unlock either, and I was like, what the fuck? So I was thinking like it would be funny if they popped on stream today, but I was not expecting it per se. Ugh. Are you okay, Heathcliff? It's that classic Nelly technique, her secret technique to send us Earthling into the dreamlands. Been a
정말
while.
미안해 스클리프.
I'm terribly sorry, Heathcliff. I was
오랜만에
hoping to
만난
avoid
나에게
having to cause the sleepy smack on
꿈밤만큼은
you.
쓰고 싶지
And
않았는데.
not after a reunion like this.
정말
Is it true, Nelly?
캐서린이
Is
정말
Catherine really gone?
그리고
Yes.
캐서린 아가씨의
And Miss
이름이
Catherine
적혀 있었어.
wrote your name into her will. Her will,
음.
huh? We should at
들어봐야
least give it a
하지
listen and
않을까요?
hear why she mentioned Heathcliff. Heathcliff sat down
그런데
wordlessly.
이
So, was this
저택이
manor Miss
캐서린님의
Catherine's?
원래는
Well,
힌들리
it used to be young Master Hindley's once. Then, Catherine, that shrew, she stabbed me in the back. Why don't you elaborate on that injustice, Linton? Share the tale of how Catherine and Linton Edgar stabbed me in the back. How the pair of you destroyed me. Oh, I was reading that like the other person. It's fine. There was no injustice. It was done in a perfectly legal manner. Bring the case to T-Corp courts if you wish. It will change absolutely nothing. An asphyxiation. An Ophi association fixer carrying a piece of paper stepped in between Hindley and Linton as two men continued to growl at
진정
each other.
시간이 끝남에 따라
The allotted recess has expired. We will now proceed to the inheritance bequeathment will reading. This is the will of the deceased. It has been verified via multiple tests and screenings that no counterfeiting or tampering of a similar nature has occurred.
위조를 검증한다면
If they're verifying if it's a counterfeit or not, who verifies if it's not just straight up lying about it? Good question. Maybe it's just a standard industry practice? Miss Catherine has requested that this letter be read in audience of the three attendees. Before the bequeathment of personal property commences, I will now read the full contents of her will.
모두가
At
한
last.
자리에 모였구나.
You're all gathered
부디
here.
이번만큼은
My only
다툼
wish is that my
없이
words will be met
나의
with
말을
respect
존중해서
without
화를
hostility
내는
among you.
사람은
I
없었으면
hope that none of
좋겠어.
you become incensed during this
이건
occasion.
한
It's one of
번뿐인
my
내
only.
장례식이잖아.
It's my one and only funeral after
그리고
all.
지금의 나는
I am at
전혀
peace. There's no pain,
고통스럽거나
no
괴롭지도
suffering
않아.
where I
그러니
am.
내 죽음을
So do not
안타깝게
consider my death a
생각하니
tragic
나는
one,
나만의 천국에
because by the
이르렀을
time you're hearing
거니까.
this, I must have reached my own
하지만
heaven.
그렇다고 해서
This is not to say that you
슬퍼하지 말라는
mustn't
건
let
아니야.
sorrow into
눈물은
your hearts.
마음껏 흘려.
Weep if
그래야
you
날
will,
진심으로 사랑한다는
so that I
마음이
may
느껴질
feel your
테니까.
grief and know that you have all truly loved
워더링
me.
하이츠.
Worthing Heights, an old and desolate
나는 이곳을
manor.
많이
I've always
무서워했지.
been afraid of this place. Fear and
매일같이 악몽을
nightmares would
꾸고
consume
거기
me every
들을
night. But now that I stand before the end of
죽음에
my life, I've come
이르러서야
to accept this manor
이제
for what
이
it is.
저택을
This manor which I will
나의
leave
남편
to my husband,
린튼
Linton
에드가의 나를
Edgar.
계속 기억하며
Keep this manor and remember me by its
저택을
presence. What the damn it?
그리고
And my brother Hindley,
하나뿐인 내
my one and only brother. What? I knew I'd be in there somewhere. Well, yeah, you were summoned here, you idiot. Hindley's legs began to shake nervously, so did his
이게 매우
voice.
많은 상황이라
I heard that you're mired in quite the heavy debt,
매일같이 술과
and that
도박에
you've been
일삼고
spending most of
있다는
your days
거죠.
drinking and
그래서
gambling.
나는
So I, come on, Catherine, give me something,
엔사에 있는
anything.
어비스 트라우마
Signed you up for the
교정실에
Abyss
오빠를
Trauma
등록해놨어.
Correctional Facility at
이 말을
M
듣고 일주일
If you
내에
don't visit the
방문을 해서
facility
서류를
within 1 week
접수하지
after
않으면
attending this will
그쪽에서
reading,
오빠를
they will
찾으러
come
직접
and take you in. What?
오빠의 마음이
I truly
건강해질
hope that
수
your heart will
있기를
be healed, dear
진심으로
brother.
바라.
No, that absolute nonsense! How the hell am I supposed to even get to M Corp in a
물론
week?
오빠를 위해
Of course, I've
엔사로
already
가는 워크
prepared a
열차
warp train
이용권도
ticket to M Corp for
준비해두었으니
you, so
걱정은
please don't
마.
worry about the travel fees. This is load of shit. Should another instance of disturbance to this execution
또다시
of the will occur,
이번에는
we will
경고
take
없이
forceful action without warning. How dare you, plebs!
그리고
Plebs! You look like shit, man! And
집으로
Heathcliff,
온 걸 환영해.
welcome home. Cafe Om.
이 저택에
Once the seventh strike of
7번의
lightning
벼락이
falls
치고
upon
난
this
후
manor,
그 후엔
my golden bow shall be
근데-
yours. Huh? The mere mention of the golden bow suddenly intensified the sensation I felt earlier. I definitely sensed that the golden bow was located somewhere within this manor, but I already figured that the golden bow was somewhere in here. I've known that ever since we stepped foot in this manor, yet I couldn't quite pinpoint its exact location
내가
because
소유한 그 황금
I will leave
가지를
my golden bow
너에게
to you,
황금
Heathcliff.
가지를
The golden bow was her personal
저택이나
property,
가문도
not even her
아닌
estate or her
개인이
family's, just her.
소유하거라.
Seventh strike of lightning. What do you think that means? It's not a golden bow.
거야?
What the
대체
bloody hell is that supposed to mean? What? There's more than one here. Dante, are you alright? There is a second golden bow in this manor. No,
말 말고
this isn't what I... Come back, Kathy, please.
내 말에 한 번만
Hear my
들어줘,
voice just this
개씨!
once, Kathy.
정말이야, 내일이.
I'm serious. Oh, Nellie, this room is haunted. I saw a ghost. Again with this. Miss Kathy, what did I say? I told you I would thrash that evil ghost and hang them to dry on the rack. Ghosts aren't real. She's such a big liar. I'm not lying. I'm sorry, children. Have you been waiting long? Dad, where's my violin? What about my X-Corp? All-purpose wrench. Again, I'm sorry. I didn't have the room for the violin or the wrench. What room? What's that? What's that dirty rag? Ew. I found this child alone in the streets. He was without parents or a home. The boy would surely have died in a weather like this. So what? I don't want that gross, dirty kid living here. Yeah, I want my violin. Throw that thing out. What are you gawking at? Violin. I want my violin. Papa, why was he all alone in the streets? Because there wasn't anyone to take care of him, poor child. There are other children like him in the back streets. No parents or relatives to look after them. No homes or shelter. Then what does that have now? Well, Kathy, now he's got us to look after him, and this place is his home. No, I don't want that ugly thing. So you're saying that you don't want to have him, right? Wind's howling. I can hear something wailing. Its cry is echoing through the manor halls. I hear it too, miss. Close the windows. There's a nip in the air outside. Do you remember still? As a child, you were terribly afraid of these howling winds. That you're seeing ghosts. Nellie, I see them still. Miss, you've grown far too weak ever since Heathcliff departed the manor. That is why you're seeing things. That is all right, Nellie. I no longer fear the ghosts, because all fear stems from the ignorance of its origin. Where do you suppose he is, Heathcliff? Miss, he doesn't have anything left. I'm everything he has. Fuck this poor kid. Yeet him into the streets. They were pretty horrible. Basically, dude, Hindley, you got problems. I'm sending you to a home. I mean, it's essentially, right? Like, he did send Hindley... He did, like... I mean, Catherine did essentially yeet Hindley to rehab, right? What just happened? Everything went dark for a second. I think the lightning caused a brief power outage. The power's back now, though. What we just saw were Catherine's memories, right? I think so. As it is bit of the past, such occurrences can be attributed to the influence of the gold bell. Hold on, this is the corridor we walked through earlier, isn't it? This isn't where we were before the power outage. I don't see Hindley or Linton anywhere either. Oh my word, what just happened? But we didn't, like, take a step or anything, did we? I do not believe that any of our fellows have moved. If we were all standing still, then I suppose this means that this is the house. It's the house that moved. What the? Know anything about this, Nellie? I haven't the slightest idea. I've been away from this manor for many years myself. I seldom had any reason to return ever since Miss Catherine married Master Linton and left this place to live with him. Catherine, the deceased, didn't someone mention that she purchased this manor, Wurthing Heights? Yes, indeed, but she did not immediately move here after the purchase. Oh, now that you mention it, I see that some changes might have been made to the manor since I was gone. Nellie was probably referring to the numerous exposed cables, holes, and cracks that seemed to have been painted over. Had I been the chief butler of this manor, I would not have let such slovenliness slide. But maybe she was trying to make modifications to the manor. Is it normal for rich folks to just buy a whole manor and modify it to their liking? I'd say it's kind of like changing your hairstyle once in a while. Maintaining the exact same style of hair for too long gets pretty boring, you know? So that's how casual a full-on house of a house remodeling is for rich folks? I see. Heathcliff. He's back on his revenge. He's got his revenge bat out again. I hardly know what to tell you. I don't know what words could possibly comfort you now. But what you said about Miss Catherine's death and how you didn't believe that she was truly dead, well, I gave that idea some thought, and I agreed to an extent. What? Heathcliff's pupils suddenly dilated. Even I haven't seen Miss Catherine's body. I was so beside myself when Master Linton told me of Miss Catherine's passing that I did not even care to verify it with my own eyes. So what you're trying to say here is it really what I think it is? You're saying Catherine might still be alive? Nothing but a suspicion at this point. Besides, you know how Miss Catherine can be. Stubborn as a mule, sometimes doing things so unexpected that they're almost frightening. Honestly, I even wondered if this whole funeral business was but an awful elaborate jest from the miss. What's certain is, however, that the will was undeniably in her own handwriting, and Master Linton, he never once stopped making modifications to the manor, even after Miss Catherine passed. That bastard Linton made these modifications to the manor. Yes, I haven't gotten a good look at this place, nor did I personally ask him of his motives, but it is quite evident that something is to transpire here, isn't it? Or that something had already happened? Bollocks, I don't understand any of this. What do you think the lightning in her will is talking about? Maybe she meant it literally, 7 lightning strikes. Are you suggesting that she knew we would arrive precisely under this weather on the day of her funeral? Unless she moonlighted as a renowned prophet, I don't see that happening. The prescripts. Who knows? I don't even understand what Miss Catherine was trying to do here with that will. Right, we can't ever know the will of the dead. Oh, perhaps there is something, a clue to be found in Miss Catherine's room. She did visit Wurthing Heights from time to time, even after her marriage to Master Linton. Don't you remember, Heathcliff? Miss Catherine? Yeah, she always liked riddles. Not like you, who preferred a more direct approach, which involved smashing everything to pieces. Got me in plenty of trouble for trying to brute force problems without even trying to think about the intent. A faint smile appeared on Heathcliff's face as he seemed to recall a fond memory. I still don't like him. He's still pissing me off. I remember beating people's faces in and crashing stuff with my bat without really thinking at all. I love it. I don't know if I've gotten any better at this since. But the heavy, somber expression soon returned. I guess our next order of things is to find where that room is. Combat! We finally get to see the team in action. Because this is 614. You said 615 is the one that has the special dialogue. We might check it out. It costs Enkaflin to go back and do it, and I'm actually pretty hyped to see the middle team in action.
오케이. 이럴 것 같아.
제가 파줄 상
형님과 누님들을 위해.
H사와 8구의 H사
형님과 누님들을 위해.
볼 것도 없이 처형이군.
바닥 곳곳에
I
피가
espy
낭자하군.
blood everywhere on the
좋은 일이
floor.
벌어졌던 건
I doubt
아니겠네.
anything nice went down here, that's for sure. And I doubt there's anyone nice down here either. Look. Get back. Back off, you dogs. Have you even an inkling of who I am? Speak plainly, Hendy. What have you done in this manner? Hells, I don't know. I'm just as lost as you are. Nelly, get these boots off me.
이곳에서 뭘 하고
What are
있는
you all
거야?
doing here? My, if it isn't Nelly, the vagabond child, and his gang of uninvited guests.
우리한테
Is
하는
she
얘기.
talking about us? Josephine, something is terribly wrong with the manor. Is there anything you know about this? Wurthing Heights has always been like this. More importantly, how dare you bring these lots out into the place? Mistress would have had you whipped. Had you been here to witness this desecration?
우린 아무것도 몰라.
We are in the dark as much as you are. Everyone was displaced when the lights flickered. Besides, what is this noise? How are you still unaware the dead rabbits, louts, and the butlers are battling in the corners of this manor, ripping, tearing, biting? Oh, what I wouldn't give to have them kill each other until they all lay dead. They're fighting, but why? After the lightning struck, after the lights flickered, the dead rabbits suddenly charged us. Hindley, that fool, must have scheming to take over all manor. What in the blazes? Do you fail to heed the voice of Wurthing Heights, the voice of the mistress? What the bloody hell do these out-of-control dead rabbits have got to do with me? I haven't even given them any orders. Nellie, is there something you can do to de-escalate this? We'd rather not get involved in something like this. Josephine and those butlers, didn't they serve Hindley once? Their service is to Wurthing Heights, and Wurthing Heights only. Strictly speaking, Josephine and her butlers are bound to a contract different from mine. I am contracted with a specific person within the family, while they are contracted with the manor and estate itself. Wow, okay. I get wanting to work for a rich family to make yourself some dough, but is such a complicated contract worth it for butlers who are bound to the manor and its land? That depends on the terms of their contracts. Once they have completed their duties as butlers, which may be over a set period of time or over specific conditions stipulated in the contract, they may be able to raise their fixer grades or gain the rights to certain valuable assets tied to the land itself. Therein lies the irony. Butlers bound to manors and estates often inherit their parents' career and contracts. Sometimes it continues for generations upon generations, until the initial contract is eventually forgotten. Really? What if they forget that the contract is even about?
그래도 계약은
Still,
계속
the contract
유효하니까요.
isn't voided merely because
이걸
people
어기면
stop remembering
영문동물을
it. Breaking it may
금지해서
invite the
금기
taboo
사냥꾼을
hunters from
보내거나
unexpected
아까
nests
본 웨우피
or
협회에서
fixers from the
찾아올지도
Ophi
모르는
Association
거고요.
we had the pleasure of meeting
그리고
earlier.
조세핀
And
제자는
that Josephine is obsessed
옛날부터
with
돌아가신
following
마님
the
말고는
long-dead
누구도
mistress's
따르지
orders
않으려고 하죠.
and won't listen to
잘
anyone else.
아는군.
You know me well, Nelly. Well
이렇게
enough
웃으면서
to get out of
말할
my
때
way while
이만
I
도리
remain
워더링
courteous.
하이츠를
Do not get in my
가로지르는
way of
가짜는
punishing this rat
수작질하는
that dared to
쥐새끼분.
scheme to take our Wurthing
본때를
Heights
보여.
from us.
그래.
Sure
우린
thing.
그냥
We'll just
아무도
go,
없던
okay?
것처럼
Let's just
지나가자.
pretend we didn't see anything.
문을 잠가버릴 거다.
I'm locking the
히스클리프.
door now, Heathcliff. You
너는
don't deserve
너
to come
같은
indoors. Do you really
우리
think that
가족들이랑
thing
같이
like you
식탁에
that a
앉을
thing like
자격이
you
있다고
deserves to sit next to
생각하니?
our family to dine
헛된
alongside us?
얌전히
Stay put in the barn. If I
만약
see you
거실
wandering in the
허락
living
없이
room without
내려왔거든.
my permission, I hear Hindley's voice echoing from Heathcliff's memories. This revenge may not be so difficult after all. We just had to pretend we didn't see anything, leave Hindley behind, and have Josephine and her butlers take care of him for us. Even if he does put up a fight, there's no telling how long he could hold out against all of them without backup. I can feel Heathcliff turning slightly to look in my direction. I'm sure he's thinking the same thing as I am. No, clock face, I won't leave him to die.
그래.
You won't? No, he's his brother.
다시는
Like it or not.
내가 힘들리 저 자식을 버리고 가는 걸
Coffee.
원하진 않았으니까.
Wouldn't have wanted me to abandon that side to die by their hands. Not like this. Makes sense. Makes sense in a sort of way. It's the middle team. Look at them. Look at them. They're so cute. Oh my goodness. Resonance, baby.
내가 봐주마.
그렇지. 이거 긴강
I got
맞지?
praised.
아니,
Mama Otis is here saying good girl. So giga damage. Holy shit.
정신 차리게. 장부에 따르면
그
맨정신에
정도
죽여야
각오로
하니까.
우리 식구를 건드렸네.
That's fun.
자, 부숴줄 테다.
It only counts 5. They're not middling hard enough. Ah, I see. Oh, you mean the resonance? Yeah, well, there was only 5 resonance because I'm not actually trying super hard to hit the resonance cap. But like if I do this, right? Then we can hit resonance basically every single. We can just do all purple resonance. Yeah, that's what the defense skill is for.
우리는 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
그쯤 해줬으니 보장잠.
거창해.
My hair coupons! Jesus fucking Christ! He just did 258 damage on turn 2.
녹이면서 뵐수 있거든.
Oh, that's fun.
봐주마.
Fuck me, fuck that guy, Jesus Christ.
거창해. 새겨주지.
We're going beyond plus ultra with the middle.
쳐다보기.
그렇지.
멋있는 건 알아가지고.
유명 팀 다인가?
이러면 아무것도 못하죠. 되겠냐고요.
Holy smokes. And you know what this means? I can go back to that intervallo I was just in. Yes! He's going sicko mode! Complete and total extermination. 263 damage to that one guy. Fuck this guy in particular. Oh my god. Oh man, that's fantastic. And it's great because it's like Heathcliff absolutely fucking hamming it up. That's fantastic.
돌아왔구나. 나의 스페셜 헤어 쿠폰. 혼자서 그 절묘함을
Yeah,
기억해도
they ran away.
주지를
Like, no
않았지.
fucking way you lived through that, my brother in Christ, you are
얘들아,
cooked.
철수다. 오늘은 이 형님의
Yeah, walk, just walk it off. What was I think it was the Miracle in District 20 was the one where I didn't get all of the thingies because it was just these two, Donkey and Heath. But now that Donkey and Heath have like cracked out middle sets, we should be able to get through this.
그래, 내가 왔다.
정신 차리게. 장부에 따르면 맨정신에 지배하니까.
I hate this music. You aren't the only one who hates this music. My hair coupons!
이걸 제가 받건.
그래, 내가 왔다. 진짜, 일어나! 아직 11번을 죽어야 한다고.
I think Don Quixote is uptied to max level, and when she's uptied to max level, I think when they're uptied 4, it replaces their defensive skill sometimes to a higher damage skill.
11번을 죽어야 한다고. 의식 불명. 좋아, 한 줄 지워주지.
The gnomes. Well, we had to come back and try to finish this in under 10. I think it's finished this in under 10 things. But there's just so many fucking little dudes here. It's not easy to take them all out in a short amount of time. 6 Endurez gives them the skill 3 on counter. Ah, okay.
의식 불명. 좋아, 한 줄 지워주지. 의식 불명. 진짜, 일어나! 아직
My hair
11번을 죽어야 한다고.
coupons.
저리 꺼져!
God damn. How many? Okay, we're on turn 7. I think we've got it this time.
일어나! 아직 11번을 죽어야 한다고.
He's cooked. Jesus Christ, there's more. Turn 8. Alright. Let's see. We've got dominating, favored. There we go.
더 키워!
Unlimited resonance.
좋아, 한 줄 지워주지. 난
That guy's fucking cooked. 375 damage. Oh, that's fun. This is fun. Oh.
일어나! 아직 11번을 죽어야 한다고.
I noticed that the funnest part of the combat, despite the fact that we're just like win rating it for the most part, the funnest part of the combat is absolutely beating the ever-loving shit out of whatever you're fighting. So having the middle be the squad that I use is just I think it's making it for me. Jesus Christ, Don Quixote. Oh my god. He's one of 2 IDs that gets to change the music. He's just that guy. Oh, that's fantastic. Awesome. All right, so we get our lunacy rewards from this one now. Perfect. God, that's it's so funny. I'm sorry. I just really like that that Heathcliff is so fun. All right. I've been bullied into it. I'll do it. We'll do that. There you go. I've been bullied into it. Is it special dialogue at the very beginning? Is that when it happens? Too much fun. Now we need to play Stank Man. My clock isn't magic cure all for your problems. Don't just charge in willy-nilly. Oh wait, what the fuck? That ain't right.
건 없다. 나는 다시 돌아온다. 원하는
어디 보자.
제가 파질
H사와 89의 안
형님과 누님.
Number 6. Bottom of the barrel, Heathcliff. Get in the
대갚아보죠.
bottom of the barrel. Now Stink Boy. No, we don't use that one. We're going full resonance.
재밌겠는데? 제가 보기엔 너무 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Time to unpack. They're fucking dead.
벗겨야겠군.
Almost. They didn't quite die.
그렇지.
이거 분강 맞지?
바로 그거다. 필살. 바이올렛.
Jesus Christ, that's so much damage. Oh my god. So much damage. It's like all of my characters now are as cracked out as Otis. It's so insane.
저다 보기엔 너무 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Am I gonna notice this dialogue? Is this something that's gonna be like in my face? That is gonna be easy for me to see that it is here?
엄마만큼은 못하지만 나도 녹이면서 뵐 수 있거든.
It'll pop up over him. So it is something that I probably will not notice.
대갚아주마.
There's a setting to turn on battle dialogue, so you can see Ishmael nerding out. I think battle dialogue is turned on.
바로 그거다.
Oh, in combat dialogue subtitles. What, are they turned off by default?
내 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
It's something different. Everything is on.
저다 보기엔 너무 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Okay.
이걸로 제가 팠군. 그럼 끝이다.
Thank you for the hydrate, Fatal.
그렇지.
How are you doing today, Boo Boos?
바로 그거다.
Are you having a nice day? Are you staying cool?
대갚아주마.
장부를 펼칠 것도 없겠고.
너무 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
그 정도 각오로 우리 시간을 건드려.
반항하지 마.
이거 분강 맞지?
그렇지. 바로 그거다.
몰라 열받죠? 이러면 아무것도 못하지.
정신 차리게. 장부에 따르면 맨정신에 죽여야 하니까.
재밌겠는데? 저다 보기.
그렇지.
준비한 기믹은 다인가? 준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
I don't even know if I'm going to be able to notice this. Because all the dialogue happens so quick. Perish within the gowl of your
손님맞이가 그 따위여서 되겠어.
something. Holy shit. I mean, like, 51 damage may not seem like a whole lot, but, like, compared to the other 000 that I was using, the other 000 stacks I was using, Elden Ring uses it sometimes. something old English. Yeah, that's, that tracks.
얼마나지?
But, like, I'm comparing, like, to Heathcliff. Yeah, Heathcliff can do more damage than that, but, like, in Wild Hunt, Heathcliff can do more damage than that. But in the grand scheme of things, when compared with a bunch of the characters that I had access to before, it was just this is a lot of damage. We're serving some serious damage over here, and I'm here for it. I'm glad I spent all of my stuff getting those XP tickets so that I could get everybody up to level 45. It was a good choice. I didn't see anything, and it might be that I'm blind, but it might also be like that you read that from the wiki some guy, and that it's not something that you can easily or plainly see in action. Or, like I said, I might be blind. That might also be what happened. My general vibe, though, is that I don't know how I would have seen that. I know he has one for the Kanto boss. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't pop out at me, and I guess it is what it is, right?
형님과 누님들을 위해
하나씩 차근차근
The maid
풀어서
Ryoshu has
내가
unique
봐보죠.
dialogue for this canto too. I would imagine that I would think that the butler Faust has a unique dialogue as well, but I mean, like, the unique dialogue is neat and all. I think there was some unique dialogue whenever you had certain characters facing off against other characters, but it was always just like this tiny little minor thing. Understood, mistress. I shall do as you command. We will not waste any more time here. Let's go and clear out the dead rabbit's rabble. We'll put the rest of you in the bin should our paths cross again. Hindley didn't show even a hint of gratitude. Well, I could have handled them all on my own. I didn't need your help to beat up some insane old egg in a ponds. Maybe we should have just left him behind. And that boss of yours, you don't even remember his name properly, do you? So much for your loyalty. Rage slowly returns to Heathcliff's face as he draws a deep crease between his brows. What dodgy nonsense are you blathering about? He goes by Matt, not Matthew, or whatever you decided to call him. What are you? Have you finally gone mad? I've known that guffer for years, and you think I'll get his name wrong? Besides, that insane old egg still has some of a wit about, because I do intend to take this matter back no matter what. Almost at it, if only I hadn't gotten that confounded card in that round. Now, the game must have been rigged. That's the only way this makes sense. Nothing else explains how Catherine could have had the funds so ready to purchase Wurthing Heights the moment it was up for sale at the auction. You lost this matter in a gamble, and Catherine bought it back. Yes, that girl was always as insane as Josephine. But mark my words, Wurthing Heights shall be mine again. Matt's made a deal with me. He's promised to help me retrieve this matter as long as I let him and his dead rabbits into Wurthing Heights. Master Hindley, wait. Where are you going? You didn't seriously expect me to be cozy with you lot after that, did you? I'll find Matt and I'll do everything I can to make this place mine again. And don't be so quick to assume that you've really changed, Heathcliff. You haven't. You simply can't change. You're nothing but a ragged sack of waste. Don't you forget that. What an asshole. Sir Heathcliff, I am quite unsure as to how much of my words may reach thine ears given thy fury, but... Some sinners attempted to cheer Heathcliff up, who would normally be seething with anger upon hearing abuse like that, but this was different. It wasn't anger. Back then, whenever I heard that kind of contemptuous shite from that bastard, it felt as though every word he spat out rang true, that I really was just a useless lowlife who deserved nothing but the rags. I spent days and nights coming up with all kinds of ways I'd exact my revenge on him, but now it's... bloody hell, I can't even put this feeling into words. He's the one that couldn't change, not you. Look at him, clinging desperately to his past like it's the only thing he's got. He's just like an immature kid who never grew up past 10. Where's Catherine's room? We would do well to be on our guard in this manner. We must always be wary of our surroundings in the field of battle. It should be there once we turn right here. Odd. I don't recall the corridor being this long. Heavens, there! Dead rabbits at the end of the corridor. Is it just me, or do they look a bit different from earlier? I'll take... It's just you for an answer, but I will take just you for... It's just... God damn. It's worse than usual, guys. It's worse. I'm cooked, chat. That reminds me, I have heard tales from the streets about those strange wandering dead rabbits. Word on the street is that we should steer clear of the dead rabbits with red eyes, just like the ones they have. Excuse me, are you looking for something or someone? Just for your information, that Linton fella ain't here. Those butlers of Wurthing Heights ain't here either. They all went that way, past the hallway. Clearly you've got no beef with us, right? Looks like they've got plenty of beef with us. Can they even hear what we're saying? If you have demands, then state them. If there is room for a negotiation. They all look a bit... No, they look completely out of it, don't they? What a shame.
이
I,
오티스의
Otis, would have
협상
loved to demonstrate my
관리자님께 보여드릴
excellent
기회가
negotiation
매번 이렇게
skills to the executive manager. She's still brown-nosing. We're this deep in, and Otis is still got her nose up the manager's ass.
거긴 킬존이다.
My hair coupons!
쳐다보긴. 얼마나 멋있는 건
It's
알아가지고.
cool because this whole team seems to do bleed synergy, which is exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for a team that would be able to do like stat synergy and just do the thing. And it looks like this team can in fact just do the thing.
쳐다보긴. 얼마나 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
준비한 기믹은 이게 다인가?
Butler Faust doesn't have one. Butler Yoshi is built different. It's usually only the Sinner
그쯤
ID. Like if you have
포장장.
Sinclair against Cromer, she's nuts so hard she gets staggered on turn 1. She nuts so hard she gets staggered on turn 1. Seriously?
엄마만큼
I would like to see
못하지만
that.
재밌겠는데?
The one who grips and have it be Cromer. She staggers herself whenever she sees him.
의식불명. 좋아. 일어나.
That's fun.
아직이야. 의식불명. 좋아. 한 줄 지워주지.
Jesus Christ, this team is so fucking cracked. I love it. It's insane. Everybody's so fucking strong. It's crazy.
차 부숴줄 테다.
쳐다보긴. 얼마나 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Almost 200 damage from Mama Otis now.
반항하지 마.
의식불명. 좋아. 한 줄 지워주지.
한줄 긋지.
Damn, Don Quixote. Oh, it's so fun.
내가 왔다.
얼마나 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
그럼 끝이다.
I just have to do the whole dungeon again. I mean, for that scene, I feel like I'd probably just be better off just watching the YouTube video where they do it, right? It's kind of unnecessary to go back and do the whole thing all over again. I love this team. It's so much
엄마밖에
fun.
없지?
Oh my god. It is incredibly satisfying just shitting all over the enemy team. Oh, they're so strong. You all heard that too, right? That noise every time we killed one of them, that noise from beyond their nest. The sound of mirrors. They made a sound not unlike a shattering mirror. Wait. Ishmael approached the dead rabbit henchman's corpse and unmasked him. Wait, something's wrong. We should unmask the rest of them to get a better picture of what's happening here. Things became even more puzzling once they were all unmasked. I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but hardly do they appear to be members of a violent backstreet syndicate. I can tell from their build that none of them were ever a part of the syndicate. They look more like civilians. But they attacked us first, right? We were just... Eyes up, more dead rabbits. Red eyes, all of them. Hark, heed mine words, whatever is thy... Oh.
앞뒤 상황을 따질
I
때는
don't
아닌
think this is the
듯하네요.
best time to attempt a diplomatic approach. Kill the civilians, everyone.
차 부숴줄 테다.
반항하지 마.
얼마나 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸내. 거긴 킬존이다.
Arthas, this town must be purged.
이거 공감 맞지?
It's true. What was that? Arthas did nothing wrong?
쳐다보긴. 얼마나 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Except for all that
준비한 기믹은
stuff
이게
that he did.
다인가?
She has a new buff called Check This Out, Kiddo. Guys, it's so it's so much fun. I love this. Just make the whole screen purple and everything fucking dies. Check this out, kiddo. 190 damage in one turn. Someone in this town scuffed my face. We need to burn them all. Oh, one punch, 256 damage. That's a very normal response. Max stack 10, reduced by 1 when this unit is hit by 2 skills. At 5+ stack, base skills gain final power +1. Blunt skills deal 1% more damage for every stack. Jesus Christ. This team is so cracked. Complete and total extermination. He'll be fine, guys, trust. I need to find the fan art of someone making Otis curb stomp into Mountainside Dragon while yelling, "Check this shit out, kiddo." That does sound good. This team is so fun. It's so funny to play them. Like, honestly, the combat here is saved by just the numbers being so ridiculous that the team that I'm fighting up against is just getting completely pasted. Oh my god. Oh, I just got dizzy there for a second. Okay. Are we sure the mirror shattering sound wasn't Heathcliff smashing the entire manor so hard the windows broke? It's complete and total extermination. I think it's something about them not being like, all emo about it either. Like, they all do it with this shit-eating grin on their face. It's so funny. Heathcliff was digging through the deceased dead rabbit's pockets. What are you looking for, Heathcliff? They don't have them. The timepieces that Isang mentioned earlier? Yeah, everybody born and raised in Teapot carries a watch. They have to. Right, the Kurokoma clan officer we fought back in Yongjin building was looking for a timepiece too. It's like a form of personal identification. It's something you carry around to show others what that you are who you are. Oh, burning my watch when I left Teapot, but I see. They don't even have the pocket watch chains with them. If they did carry a watch, we would have been able to learn at least where they were coming from. So someone either doesn't want people finding out who they are, or simply don't want... they're simply not from around here, right? I have witnessed such garb commonly worn about within T-Corp territory. I have no doubts that they must be locals.
의문점이 한두 개가 아니지만
There are many unanswered questions, but let us save that discussion for later. Here it is. Now that was quite the journey, wasn't it? Shall we enter? Nelly, tell me. After all, left without a word, how did Catherine fare? Of course, I already know that she lived happily ever after with that sword mitten, but are you sure you want to know? Damn it, I do, but I also don't. I must look so pathetic. If Kathy was here, she would have mocked me mercilessly. I would have brought you a mirror so you could see that priceless look on your face, if I hadn't removed them all from the premises. I'm not interested in your stupid jests, but has Catherine ever, even once, talked about me since I left? No. Of course she didn't. A witless brigand, a scoundrel like me, I'm sure it didn't matter to Catherine Rivera. I wouldn't be so sure, Heathcliff. That is not what I meant. When you left Miss Catherine, she began withering away. She sulked in a room for days upon days, refusing to eat or even speak. Then she'd suddenly grow lachrymose, scream, cry, whisper things to herself. Master Linton would come by to coax her, but it hardly helped matters. She was so ill that I worried she might have to start making arrangements with a mortician in advance. Really? Oh, Catherine, she was in that much pain? Heathcliff asked incredulously. Yes, it pained us to even watch her suffer, and one day she... Nellie, look, Linton's left a flower on my pillow. Oh, it's golden. I didn't know that that spring had come to
몰랐는데.
Worthing Heights already. I
워더링
suppose the snow was
하이츠에 이제
all but thawed too.
정말 낭만적이세요.
Is that not so romantic of him, miss?
그렇게 보일 수도.
I suppose it could appear that
또
way.
엄청난
He must have
값을
paid quite the
들었잖아.
fortune for this.
하지만
But if Linton
린튼이
truly
정말
cared for
날
me,
위해
truly
꽃에
wished a
색을 주고
return,
싶었다면
to return a color to a flower for my
이
sake,
꽃은
then he should have brought me a
보라도
violet flower.
그러니까
So he did not
이건
bring this
나를
flower
위한
for
게
my
아니야.
sake. This was only for his own
린
satisfaction.
아가씨
Are you
괜찮은
okay,
거예요?
miss?
무슨 말을 하는 거야?
Whatever do you mean? I've never felt
오늘만큼
better than I do
상태가 나와
today.
함께 바깥에
Walk with me,
산책을
won't
가주지
you?
않을래?
I would like to see which flowers have
어떤
weathered
꽃들이
the
겨울을
wintry cold
이겨내고
and
아가씨는 그 후로
After that day, Miss Catherine truly appeared convalescent. We were all happy to see Miss Catherine be herself again, but now that I think about it, it was a tad strange. She suffered for months upon months from fever. How could anyone so suddenly recover from all that after a single night's repose? That is when she purchased Wurthing Heights from Mr. Hindley Earnshaw and started making sweeping modifications to the place. I thought the two of them had intended to return to Wurthing Heights, so I asked them what exactly they planned to do with it, but they never gave me a straight answer. I'm just as in the dark as you are. I've not the slightest clue as to what she was thinking. What about my letters? I sent her letters. I haven't been able to since I joined his company, but when I was a part of that gang, I wrote her letters. Though I didn't sign my name something, no one could convince her otherwise. No one. It's pub smashing time again. Kill 'em all.
얼얼하지?
Write them down in the book.
멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Check this shit out, kiddo.
몰라 열받죠.
바로 그거다
이러면
딸내.
아무것도 못하죠.
It's such a fun, it's such a funny mechanic. I don't know. I just really enjoy it. I'm glad to be here.
좀 해줬으니
쳐다보기.
포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군.
너무 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
202 damage. Jesus Christ. My hair coupons.
그럼 끝이다.
이거 분강 맞지?
그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸내. 아무튼 슬램.
엄마만큼은 못하지만 나도 녹이면서 뵐 수 있거든.
가세. 장부를 펼칠 것도 없겠고.
쳐다보기. 너무 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
의식 불명. 좋아, 한 줄 지워주지. 나가봐라.
So did that? I'm still confused about how Otis's like sword releases.
바로 그거다 딸내.
Because like now we're at second seal removed. Is it envy resonance? Like whenever I run with envy res, is that what causes it to unseal?
가세.
거탄을 새겨주지.
Well, that guy's fucking dead.
쳐다보기.
I guess it's like every time she does time to unpack, she has the sunglasses buff that goes 1, 2, 2, and you lose a stack when she uses stamp or has 6 envy res. That's the glasses. Rising fever. Lose 1 stack when using the stamp of vengeance, including activation via counter. At turn end, after activating 6 plus NVA res at 0 stack. Use the time to unpack skill. Okay, so we want to lose them. And at losing them, we get a nice cheeky little boost. Right? Every time she uses the Stamp of Vengeance and loses, so she just lost a stack, so now she's gonna use time to unpack. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, they're dead. There's no shot. 0 stack, she does time to unpack. Okay, so I finally understand how it works and how to activate it. There's a way to get 2 unpacks in 1 turn, but not many enemies are going to be able to do it. Yeah, that tracks.
혼자서 그 절묘함을 구현해보려
Okay, so
도무지 완벽해지질
I'm genuinely kind of lightheaded. I've had a lot of fun with this new build, but like I'm straight up just like I'm kind of like losing the plot here because, like I said, I'm kind of lightheaded from giving blood, but I'll be back tomorrow. I think we're gonna call it a stream here today because I want to
오늘 한 가지?
go just like close my eyes for a minute. I don't feel the best in the whole wide world. But thank you so much for hanging out. That was super fun. Looking forward to getting some more time in with the new team. It's just I can't wipe the shit and grin off my face because it's just so fucking goofy. Oh man, it's so much fun. The combat in general up until this point has been the only thing that's brought me joy out of the combat is watching Otis absolutely beat the ever-living shit out of somebody, and now I just get to see the whole team with the tattoos and the chains just beating the ever-living shit out of stuff, and that brings me great joy. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Have an awesome night, the sweetest of dreams. I'm gonna go get something to try to trigger blood production. I'll see you guys all later. Bye.